At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Welcome in to Westwood One Sports, Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla. It's Bleck and Abdalla live from Chicago until 3 Eastern, hanging out with you today here on Westwood One Sports. You can always call or text the show at 310-840-4910. How about that last night, Abdalla? The Major League Baseball All-Star Game. The American League, they win it 4-0. The pitchers showed up. No one showed up for the National League side. And there you go. You get the Midsummer Classic. Yes.
I feel like baseball was set back 50 years yesterday.
Oh, no. Please, no. Come on.
I feel like
it's the best All-Star game in sports.
No, it's not. It's not.
What happened to the conversation we were having yesterday?
Yesterday was 2 days ago, Monday night was a great day for the sport of baseball. The home run derby. You took 2 steps forward, and now
slugger slugged, man.
You took one gigantic step back.
You don't like strikeouts?
And now Paul Abdul and MC Scat Cat are opposites attract. That's how the song goes, Chris.
Okay.
Keep up.
Fill the young people in on what you're talking about.
There was a song from back in the day. She used to be an American Idol judge for those that are of a certain age. She used to be actually a pretty famous pop star. She had a song called Opposites Attract, and that's how the song goes. 2 steps forward, I take 1 step back. We go together because opposites attract.
Well, in the
that's
video,
how the song goes. Yeah,
she's dancing with
a cartoon cat.
A cartoon cat.
Yeah,
yes.
That's the rapper in the song, MC Scat Cat. Anyway, Monday night was 2 giant steps forward, and last night was an epic snooze fest.
Okay, all right.
And a gigantic leap backwards.
I mean, last night you had pitchers combined for 27 strikeouts.
Boring.
15 strikeouts by the American League. Hey, you don't like pitching?
No, I like what I saw Monday night.
That didn't do anything for you?
I want the finest hitters in the game. I don't think pitchers should be allowed to go to the All-Star game.
Well, most didn't. I mean, you're talking about the best pitchers in the game. They didn't participate.
No, the relievers did.
Well, yeah, relievers.
The best relievers in the game did.
I mean, Shohei's not there.
No, I know.
The dude from Milwaukee's not there. You had all kinds of pitchers that were not part of the event.
From now on, I want positional players pitching in the All-Star game.
Oh, please.
I want dingers. I want another home run derby. Last night was so boring.
You're just a hater.
No, it was ridiculous. It made the NBA All-Star game look great. It made the NFL Pro Bowl games look like the Super Bowl.
You didn't watch.
Last night, I watched every pitch of that game.
Not the Pro Bowl games.
Doesn't matter.
You and I were in San Francisco.
Actually,
we avoided the Pro Bowl games.
We did. I did. I watched for a little bit in my hotel room as we were getting ready to go to a fine dinner.
You and I would rather go to dinner than watch the Pro Bowl games.
But while we were waiting to go to dinner,
Sure.
I did have them on TV as I watched the Shadur cam that they force-fed us.
I remember that, yeah.
So I did watch some of the Pro Bowl games, but yesterday was an abomination of an all-star game. It was horrible.
I mean, listen, it's the middle of summer. Some may think there's nothing going on. You and I think everything's going on. We love being here. We love talking to you here on Westwood One Sports on a day like today. It's fantastic. I enjoyed what I saw of the All-Star game. I thought it was cool.
I
thought it was nice.
God for Summer League.
Well,
to give me something to watch, and for Caleb Wilson.
Just inject the Caleb Wilson hype right into my veins.
The savior of the Chicago Bulls.
That's right. Hell yeah. Once again last night.
Broadcast out of the great city of Chicago.
Yes.
To save me from sleeping and going to bed at 8 o'clock Chicago time.
Please. The sun was still up. You would not go to bed.
I'm a grandmother in her 90s because last night was the most boring thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
In your entire life?
Dude, the game was over in the first inning. It was, aside from a White Sox Miguel Vargas home run in the 8th inning, that thing was horrible.
The National League didn't get a base runner past first base.
Ridiculous.
On their 3 hits.
Ridiculous.
All right, I also think baseball sets the scene. I thought last night, what a cool tribute to the Sandlot. Right, you bring in all the kids on their bicycles and in the outfield, and then boom, you get a fireworks show.
For what?
It was cool.
On what?
What do you mean?
Was yesterday the 50th anniversary of the Sandlot or something?
No, it wasn't.
Was it the 25th anniversary of the Sandlot?
Came out in 1993.
Is it the anniversary of Ray Charles dying or something? Is it Ray Charles' birthday yesterday or something?
I don't think it was.
Then why did they waste my time interrupting the game and making the game longer yesterday?
It was a great
fireworks show? No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I don't need to see some little whippersnapper getting an autograph while I'm waiting for more baseball.
You're doing a bit.
Yesterday was
a bit.
That was so dumb yesterday.
What are you talking about? It was great.
No,
you didn't get any feels from seeing the kids ride in on their bikes. I would have much rather watched
The Sandlot than whatever crap that was on the field yesterday.
There's no greater moment in cinema for summer than that montage.
Yeah.
In the Sandlot.
Put on the movie.
4th of July, the kids are running out of the picnics and the family parties to go play baseball and under the lights. It's the one night a year, guys.
So
one night a year where the fireworks light up the sky and you can play in the diamond.
So put on the movie, or how about this?
I love it. It was cool.
Have them actually play during the fireworks then.
Well, it was all for show for the All-Star game last night.
It was dumb.
What do you mean it was dumb?
It was dumb. It wasted 10 minutes of my life. And actually, guess what? It woke me up from my slumber because I heard some pops going on. I had to do the what are those pops in my neighborhood? I had to play that game if you live in Chicago.
I know where you live. You don't have to play that game.
You know where I live. I sometimes have to play that game. I live far enough west.
I'm just saying, I think when you look at the event last night, I thought that was a nice touch. It was the cherry on top of the event.
Cherry on top of my nap.
Wait, what do you have against the Sandlot?
Nothing. I would have rather
celebrating a great baseball movie.
I would have rather watched. For what?
A great movie from your youth.
For what? There's nothing. There's no anniversary. There's nothing.
Summer.
The NL might have actually put out Ham Porter and had a better shot at scoring a run yesterday. This is ridiculous. It made the game longer. Wrap it up. This is dumb.
I can't take you seriously today.
It was. Dude,
are you being for real?
Yes, it was boring.
You're really that annoyed with the Sandlot tribute?
It was boring. It was unnecessary. There was no point to it. It's not an anniversary. It's not a theme. It's not like, was the Sandlot filmed in Philly? Did it take place in Philly?
No, I believe the Sandlot was placed in the San Fernando Valley.
Because he was a Dodgers fan.
Yes.
It took place in California.
San Fernando
It has no
Valley.
ties to Philly whatsoever.
No.
Nothing.
No, I don't believe
I
so.
thought some of the little touches that they had to Philly were great. You signed the little Declaration of Independence thing when you fill out the lineup. I thought that was a nice little touch. But nothing. No, the Sandlot thing was dumb.
I saw someone put on social media that little do the players know that signing on that piece of paper was them agreeing to a salary cap.
Now that's funny. Now that's funny. Manfred comes out there. Gotcha.
I mean, I don't understand. Why it was a touching moment. I'm searching right now.
Touching for what?
Major League Baseball All-Star The Sandlot. Here's an article, MLB.com. All-Stars share touching moment with young fans during America the Beautiful. I mean, come on.
Good for the 8 kids that were on the field.
How do you not enjoy what we saw? And you mentioned Rob Manfred. He's had a busy week. Yep.
With the first pick of the 2026 MLB draft,
Chalowski.
the Chicago White
Chalowski.
Sox select
Chalowski.
Brock Chalewski.
Oh, come on,
okay.
Rob. Come on. Come on, Rob.
Brock Chalewski.
No,
A
come on.
shortstop
You missed.
from Select Brock Chalewski.
Nope.
I've never heard a commissioner get the first player selected overall get the name wrong. I mean, what are we doing here? I think you're the only person in America that disliked the fireworks show.
I saw some
and the
people.
Sandlot
I saw
tribute.
people on Twitter saying this is going on
Look
a
at-
little too long.
Yahoo.
This is ridiculous.
Yahoo, MLB All-Star Game. For the fans and players alike, the Sandlot tribute makes for an unforgettable All-Star moment.
Yeah, unforgettable because it
I
was
agree.
so bad.
Unforgettable.
I'm never gonna forget the time that I lost watching that nonsense go on.
Epic fireworks show with iconic scenes from the Sandlot as the All-Stars paid tribute and homage to an incredible movie.
For what?
What is your problem?
For what? The 33rd anniversary or 43rd anniversary of
can't
the
you just
movie?
enjoy
What are we doing
something?
here? No. Why? It was dumb. It was stupid. There was no point to it. You made the game. You made a boring game longer.
It was the only thing that was exciting.
At least you're admitting that.
Did you see all the players had sparklers as well?
Oh, cool. Nothing says cool like a bunch of adults holding sparklers. That's awesome. And a couple of them were having a catch.
Of
Ooh,
course.
I'm having a catch with Cody Bellinger.
Wouldn't
How
you?
fun is this?
No, that's pretty cool.
I'm getting an autograph from Freddie Freeman. Ooh, how cool is this?
What? Who?
Meanwhile, little Timmy's sitting in section 330 falling asleep. Because he's bored out of his GD mind.
No,
Because
I
this
don't
is the
think
most
so.
boring game in the history of All-Star games.
I think little kids, the fireworks, the baseball. I'm
Nah.
guessing little kids. I'm sure they've seen the Sandlot. Isn't that a classic that parents of our generation have passed down to their kids? I'm guessing so. Like, I don't think the Sandlot falls into the category of one of those situations where it's like young people are just not interested in it.
I'm not talking about the Sandlot. The Sandlot's great. The Sandlot's awesome. I think it's hands down not
But you
only
said
one of the best.
little Timmy's falling asleep in the stands. I'm sure he thought that was cool.
I'm sure he got woken up by a bunch of fireworks that didn't need to be there. My point is The Sandlot's a great movie. Not only it is a great kids movie, it's probably the best sports movie that's ever been made.
That's a good argument. Yes.
Okay? It's the Wednesday of the All-Star
No,
break. Why
no,
not we
don't
do that?
Don't
Come on.
please. No,
Come on.
no.
Why not?
We're
Come
not
on.
taking phone calls
Come
on
on.
that. We're not taking texts
Light
on
it
that.
up.
No,
Let's do it.
we're not doing that.
Come on.
We've got stuff to do today.
LeBron versus MJ.
We got
Mount
stuff to do
Rushmore's
today.
a sports movies.
No, we're not doing that.
Today's the day.
No, we're not.
Why do you think they did the All-Star game yesterday?
Well, because it's the middle of the season. What do you mean? What?
That's why they do it.
What?
So people can take vacations.
No,
and
it's the
so we
All-Star
can-
break.
And so they can light off fireworks.
What? Who did something to your Cheerios this
Nobody
morning?
did anything to my
what's going
Cheerios
on?
yesterday. My point is that was we talked all day yesterday about how awesome of a day it was for baseball.
It was.
And how last night was going to be
All you're doing is complaining.
It's the greatest All-Star game of all the All-Star games, and it was so boring. And it just highlighted how boring All-Star games are. It's so boring. It's boring. It was awful.
We'll take your phone calls at 310-840-4910.
What's your favorite sports movie? Light it up.
Is Abdalla anti-American because he doesn't want to support the Sandlot?
Don't say that and my last name together. You'll get me put on another list. Damn it. You cannot do that. You can't do that.
You're against the Sandlot and the
love
All-Star game and
you
baseball
can't say that.
and
You can't say
fireworks
that.
and Americana.
You can't say that. I'm not against any of it. I thought that the fireworks display and the need to extend the game because you want to have some kids roll out on a bike
it's fun.
No, it's not. It was stupid. It was
what do you
dumb.
mean it's stupid?
It was dumb. It was dumb.
What the hell is wrong with you?
It was dumb.
We could still take those phone calls if people have those thoughts.
It was
310-840-4910 on a busy Wednesday show here on the Bleck Abdalla show. I mean, I think that's I've known you for a very long time.
It was dumb.
You and I went to high school together.
We did.
We're friendly. We never hung out in high school. We hung out in college, and since then we've definitely hung out.
We lived together.
You know, we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
I did not, when I saw last night kids riding in the outfield on bicycles and fireworks in the sky and Ray Charles singing America the Beautiful.
I love it. In the Sandlot.
I did not think your opinion was going to be coming in here today, yelling at me and Raj before the show about how annoyed you were because of the Sandlot tribute during the All-Star
Put me
game.
to sleep. The whole game.
In full disclosure, this is not an act. He's been on this for over an hour. We just started the show 13 minutes ago. He's been on this since he walked in the door.
I just thought the game was boring, and the thing was, if you had told me it was a 25-year anniversary, a 50-year anniversary, absolutely. Or, hey, the game or the movie took place in Philly, or it was filmed in Philly.
Can't you just appreciate something that's great?
Rocky.
Wait,
You have Rocky.
It's a boxing film.
I don't care,
It has nothing to do
everything
with
literally
baseball.
Everything I can't say it on the radio, but the day before during the home run derby, you had the guy that says the thing before the boxing matches. He says the thing.
Yeah.
I can't say it. We'll get fined.
Well, of course, but he was there as a part of the event.
That's a boxing thing.
Okay.
You can't. Oh, you get boxing. You can't have it in baseball. You can't have it. They did it.
310-840-4910. We go to Alan in South Carolina. You're on with Bleck and Abdalla. What's up, Alan?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, man?
Alan?
Hey, I was just wondering, man, if you're so upset about the whole Sandlot thing, how do you feel about the Stand Up to Cancer moment?
Stand Up to Cancer is a great
Jeez.
moment. That's the thing that they do
Alan.
that they do every single year. That's a great moment to get cancer awareness. They put the little thing at the bottom.
Jeez.
They get people to donate. That's a great every single year. Nobody complains about that moment. What are you trying to do? Are you anti-cancer? What are you trying to do?
Yes, he should. Yes, we all are anti-cancer.
Of course
yes.
we are. We want them to fight cancer. They do that every single year.
Alan, great call. Call again, my man.
Of course they do. My sister survived cancer. What are you trying to do, Alan?
Oh, jeez.
Huh?
That's
You
outstanding.
trying to bait me into something that my sister has survived?
I think he was.
That I've had family members die from?
yeah, I
What are
think-
you trying to do?
I think he was trying to bait you into
you're
it.
not going to get me into that. That's a great moment during the All-Star game that you try to get everybody involved in. Yeah?
It is a great moment.
You're not going to get that. But a moment that doesn't benefit anybody is a waste of time. How about that,
Okay.
Alan?
All right. A moment that doesn't benefit anybody
Call again,
is a
Alan,
waste of
anytime.
time. I think Alan had a great call and a great way to start today's show. 310-840-4910. Bleck and Abdalla hanging out with you here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. So, you know, today is a big day because not only did we have the All-Star game last night, but today here on Westwood One Sports, we have our annual. This is starting today. It's the first time, but this is going to happen. It's going to repeat.
Inaugural.
Yeah, but it will continue on.
Mm-hmm.
And this is called the Westwood One Sports Awards.
Oh.
We are calling this the Westies. Okay? And today we have the Westies to present. Here we have a whole list of categories. We have 16 Westies to hand out here on the show, throughout the show. So coming up next, we will set the scene and we will get our first 8 Westies for the Westwood One Sports Awards right here on the Bleck and Abdalla Show. How about that? Look at
Can't
us.
wait.
We get to participate in the Westies. Look at this.
I can't wait. I wore a tux. You can't tell.
Yeah.
I wore my best T-shirt today.
Sure. Yes. So we will jump into the Westwood One Sports Awards, the Westies, coming up next. International soccer is down to its final matches. DraftKings has you covered for every single one.
The DraftKings app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. New DraftKings customers 100 in rewards within 21 days.
That's code B&A26 for Bleck and Abdalla 26 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Connecticut. Call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org on behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas. Bet tax pass through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus. Void in Canada. Event contract trading with DraftKings. Predictions involve risks of loss. Availability varies. Bet to get bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Trade to get $50 in prediction dollars that expire in 21 days. One non-withdrawable reward redeemable. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends July 19th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
Days. And yes, we're counting. Your home for the NFL. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Welcome to the 2026 Westie Awards. Celebrating the daddest day of the sports year, here are your hosts, Bleck and Abdalla.
The daddest? What does that mean? The daddest?
Only I'm well, Raj is a dad too.
All right, I have to say this up front. Up front. I am against AI technology taking jobs, but when Raj puts in there the deadest sports day on the calendar, it says the daddest sports, I don't think we have to worry.
To be fair, Raj used his voice and just used like a voice changer.
You guys don't know that. We could have had voice actors as doing this. You have no idea.
Just someone who can't read.
I just
Could've
want
been voice actresses from across the
to be
country.
on the side of history.
Yeah, so am
where,
I,
Where
yeah.
people understand I'm against the AI use.
And I
for
want to be
this
on the
bit.
right side of history that when Terminator 2 goes down, I was friendly to the AI.
Of course.
John
You know how
Connor
many
here.
prompts
That's
I've
Chris
had to
Bleck and
use
Adam
to get a
Abdalla.
soup? You know how many prompts I've had to use to get a soup graphic correct? I mean, come on, man. This thing ain't gonna take us over. It can't even read dead right.
Daddest.
You kidding me? I pronounced you dad. Yeah? Am I dad?
You know what's the best part is? Because behind the curtain, Chris and Adam heard this yesterday and brought it up. I could have had it recut. I chose not to.
No,
I
why
chose
would
not
you?
No. The machines are so great. They know everything. All right,
Yeah.
here we go. Bleck and Abdalla Show, we are honored. We have the great privilege of bringing to you the very first Westwood One Sports Awards, the Westies. And so we have 16 categories. We have 16 awards to give out throughout the show today. And we will go through one by one, and let's tackle this. Raj, are we ready for the first category of the Westies?
We are. We're ready for our very first Westie ever in the history of Bleck and Abdalla.
Best Interlocking Hands. And the Westie goes to Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini.
Okay. Yep. Well, okay. All right. Best interlocking
We just
hands.
set the tone
yes.
for what this is.
Yep. Okay. So the first Westie that's handed out, we go back to Vrabel and Rossini. Yep.
Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini.
In Arizona, on top of a roof, on a deck, holding hands, interlocking the fingers. Never seen that before. I've never partake in such a situation.
Yeah.
But that is our very first Westie. We are honored to hand that out today.
They were the
was gonna
favorites
tell
to
you
win
guys,
this
I saw it
category.
recently. I saw it on a Hallmark like digital poster for an upcoming Hallmark movie and the guy and the girl were interlocking hands in like the same way, like facing each other. It's only the second time I've seen it, other than Rossini.
They were obviously the favorite to win this category. Others in this category, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift were in this category.
Okay.
Obviously Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson were in this category.
Sure,
but
yes.
he's more of a let me lay on my, lay on the beach and use my feet to prop you up instead of hold hands type of guy. So that's why they didn't win. But in this category, Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini running away with this award for interlocking hands, turning it into a finger-locking gate, if you will, for them. So congratulations to them. The very first Westie ever.
The inaugural.
Congratulations.
The inaugural.
That's big. That's huge. And again, it's an honor and a privilege that the Bleck and Abdalla show get to bring to you, the Westies. All right, should we move on to our next category for the Westies?
Best Sham Wedding. And the Westie goes to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Well, of course. I mean, is there anything else that would be of comparison to the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce wedding that took place heading into 4th of July weekend, shutting down most of New York City so Madison Square Garden could be turned into a secret garden for Taylor and Travis? The reports that we were talking about the other day, how essentially Taylor was using the event to prop up Travis Kelce to try and improve his acting career once he's done playing.
Yeah.
So, I think that we kind of saw this coming, that this award was a shoo-in for the best sham wedding that took place in the last year.
This is a 2-horse race between them and Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, okay. All right.
They were in this, listen, after you're in a movie with Michael B. Jordan, Josh Allen saw that and was like, I got to lock that up, bro. Like, I cannot have her around.
There were 2 Michael B. Jordans there.
I can't have her around 1, let alone 2 Michael B. Jordans without that being locked up. So shout out to Travis and Taylor.
That was a sweaty movie.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
a lot of things taking place in that film.
Exactly.
Raj, did you see Sinners?
I did not, but when I heard Josh's teammates saying that they didn't want to see it out of respect to Josh, that kind of set the tone for me.
Exactly. Exactly.
Quite the performance.
I think he proposed at the premiere.
Yeah, quite the performance.
So shout out to Taylor and Travis for running away with this one. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Okay. We move on. The Westies, the Westwood One Sports Awards here on Bleck and Abdalla. It's an honor and a privilege that we get to bring this to you today. What a fine day here on Westwood One
Good
Sports.
to know there's a good sports award show today. Just throwing that out there.
Where?
This one.
Okay, thank you.
I would say that we're much better hosts than the other guy, too.
Hey, you don't like him on SNL?
I do, actually. I saw him do stand-up last time I was in New York, and he was actually, before he blew up, and he was actually really funny.
Usually, it's someone that's lame.
Yeah.
Or like an athlete who thinks that they're funny.
No. Marcelo Hernandez is actually real. His stand-up is
he's
actually
good.
Really funny.
Yeah, but the rest of the award show is not interesting at all. All right, our next category, very official here. What do we have here for the Westies?
Best excuse as to why you were late. And the Westie goes to Cleveland Browns head coach Todd Monken.
Oh, yes, that's
I
right.
was trying to get a sweet haircut.
That's right. Remember, he missed the photo with the other head coaches.
Missing the photo,
at the meetings.
I was just trying to get a sweet haircut.
It's either that or they intentionally didn't tell him that they moved the time.
That might have been the case. That might have been the case. Monken did beat out another nominee in this category who already won an award, Diana Rossini, for being late, for getting pulled over when she did have to show the cop.
You're right. That was good. Hey, look who I'm texting.
Look who I'm texting. Texting with another NFL
KOC.
head coach. Yeah, with Kevin O'Connell. But she already did win an award. Congrats to her for winning Best Interlocking Hands earlier in the
McCarthy
night.
caught a stray in that, too. Like, come on, man.
Exactly. So,
That's what
Todd
happens
Monken,
when you stink at quarterback.
And look at how great Todd Monken looks today.
I was just trying to get a sweet haircut.
Always with a fresh fade, Todd Monken. Always with a fresh fade.
That's our guy. So we celebrate the
I was just trying to get a sweet haircut.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wasn't there on time because I was getting a haircut.
Yeah.
All right, the Westies continue on. What's our next category?
Best meal. And the Westie goes to Burgers with Baker.
Oh, okay. A
Okay.
callback to when we were in San Francisco, the
Sure,
Bleck Abdalla show. That's right.
sure.
We had an opportunity in San Francisco to go to, it wasn't Baker's hotel room, but a hotel room where Baker Mayfield was hanging out for the day, and they had Sonic cooks there making smash burgers.
Yes.
Which was awesome. So
Yes.
we got to go talk to Baker Mayfield. The video's up on our YouTube channel. Go to Bleck Abdalla Show on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can watch the full video there. And then we got to hang out with Baker. We got some burgers. And cool dude. It was a cool experience.
Yeah.
We had a great time in San Francisco for the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. We all ate those burgers. It was awesome. It was awesome. And, it was a great time hanging out with Baker, talking ball with Baker. And he enjoyed the burgers, but then quickly wanted to move on to talk ball. Like, that dude loves ball, but it was a great burger, great meal, great time. And he ran unopposed in this category. It was great. The only meal up for grabs for this one was burgers with Baker, because there's another food category in the Westies, which is kind of surprising. 2 food categories in the Westies going on this year, which is surprising.
Let's go to our next category.
Best lunch choice. And the Westie goes to Indiana coach Curt Cignetti's Chipotle order.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Made news.
Yes.
Sig at Chipotle.
Mm-hmm.
Brown
You know what,
rice,
Signet-
chicken, black beans, and a side of guac every day.
Every day.
Every
Eats the
day.
same thing every day.
That's how you
from
win a
Chipotle.
national championship, fellas. That's how you turn around the second losingest program in college football history.
Well, and Cignetti is all business, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's not going off the menu for any new items that are brought
good.
to the table.
Good.
None of that stuff.
Good, because you know what's not on there? Lettuce.
Oh, and Cignetti would, he's clean today.
Yeah. You can't
he's not worried about,
can't have that.
yeah.
Can't have that lettuce right now.
Yeah,
You don't
right.
want that explosiveness.
No, you don't.
Unless you're trying to drop a few lbs, then maybe.
Do not think you want to do it that way.
I'm just saying.
I do not think you want to do it that way. All right, so Cignetti with the best lunch choice for the Westies. We appreciate Cignetti for his efforts eating lunch the same each and every day in the last year. All right, next up on the Westies, what do we have?
Best Bleck and Abdalla hype. And the Westie goes to Chicago Bears head coach Ben Johnson saying, the Packers.
Oh, and see, yes, yeah.
You all were hyped. You guys were hyped.
Yeah.
That hit you in the feels as lifelong Bears fans. Yeah.
And Raj, for those who are not in Chicago listening to the show, that is still running through wild in the city, in the streets. Like, people are still hyped over Ben Johnson going F the Packers. I think Ben Johnson was seen over the weekend at Windy City Smokeout, and it was a big deal because, he's there at this country concert and people are chanting blank the Packers. I mean, come on. How great is that? Yes. Finally, a little pizzazz, a little fun in the rivalry. I love it.
Listen. He's got to back up the talk this year, though. Once you win one of these awards, you got to keep it going. You got to keep, going with these awards. Once you win one Best Actor in these awards, you got to. Once you keep getting nominated, you got to keep going. You got to keep going.
All right. So what do we have next here in the Westies? Yep.
Best Raj hype. And the Westie goes to Stiddy City.
Stiddy City.
Oh, Stiddy City.
All right, Raj, explain yourself here.
That was a week. That was a week of trying to talk myself into something that I knew wasn't there, but you try to do it anyway. And man, we all got hyped on Stiddy City to try to believe, hey, we can go to the Super Bowl with Jared Stidham. It can happen. We can be Stiddy. And then Stiddy City was on fire when they went up. When they went up, when he hit Sutton for the touchdown pass, they're up 7-0. Then we had the fourth down call. Then we had the backward shuffle into the chest pass, and Stiddy City eroded. The hype was, but the hype leading into the week was unreal. I was ready to buy the Stidham jersey. I would have hung out with you guys at Super Bowl in a Stidham jersey had he pulled
Wasn't it
that
hard
off.
to get a Stidham jersey?
Yeah, they sold out. They sold out on Fanatics that
So
week.
it wasn't
Everybody was
just
trying to get
Raj hype;
Stidham
it was
jerseys.
the entire
Yeah.
state
The entire
was
Rocky
hyped.
Mountain
I remember
region
that.
was getting behind Stiddy City.
Yeah.
I remember it. All right, so there you go. That's our latest Stiddy City. Raj, the hype there for the thing that Raj was hyped the most for here in the last 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the Westies, the Westwood One Sports Awards. What else do we have for the Westies?
Best New York Knicks celebrity fan. And the Westie goes to Mariska Hargitay.
Oh, all right. She beat out a lot of competition.
Wow.
Stiff competition for Best Celebrity Knicks fan.
We're talking Spike Lee. We're talking Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet had a run,
Ben
man.
Stiller. We're talking Fat Joe.
Yeah.
We're talking about
Tracy Morgan.
heavy
Adam
hitters.
Sandler was
Adam Sandler
in the
was
crowd.
there.
I
Yes.
can't believe
Rock
Abdallah
was
hasn't
there.
mentioned his favorite one yet. Go ahead, say it. Come on, Abdallah.
Who?
Action
Tracy
Bronson.
Morgan? Who?
The
Taylor
whole run,
Swift?
you were hyping Action Bronson for being
Oh,
there.
Action
the whole
Bronson.
run.
Yes,
The
Action
whole
Bronson.
run.
Well, listen, she's going to beat Action Bronson, but Taylor Swift and her crew of Girl Squad was there. The Haim Girls.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
with their T-shirts.
But, I mean,
yes.
listen, we know that when Jalen Brunson walks up to you first after a game,
It's a pretty big deal.
You are the real #1 stunner
Pretty big deal.
of Knicks fans. And so it's no surprise that after beating all of those, that after naming all of those, that you beat them as the true #1 Knicks fan as Mariska Hargitay.
How about that? All right, the Westwood One Sports Awards. Those are the first 8 categories. We will have 8 more categories and awards to give out here on the show. We're thinking about 2 Eastern. If you're with us at 2 Eastern or check the podcast, that's when we will give to you the rest of the Westies that we have to hand out here on Westwood One Sports. That's right, the Westwood One Sports Awards. All right, pretty good. Pretty good awards so far, and there's 8 more to hand out today on the show as well. Bleck and Abdalla, sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. We're also counting down the days to the start of NFL training camp. 32 questions in 32 days. The Green Bay Packers are up next. When will we see Micah Parsons? We'll talk about that coming up next.
The NFL's offseason isn't over yet. Von Miller, Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel, still available, still dangerous. Will they land with a contender before training camp? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
We're not too far away from the start of NFL training camp and the teams reporting to camps. The Cardinals and the Panthers report on July 22nd. Today's the 15th. 7 days away from the first two teams reporting to training camp. The Green Bay Packers, they will report to camp on July 28th. Most of the NFL will report on the 28th. A couple of teams, besides the Cardinals and the Panthers, will also report just a couple of days early. So as we continue on here on Westwood One Sports, each day we brought to you questions about training camp. It's called 32 Questions in 32 Days.
32 questions in 32 days. Bleck and Abdalla discuss every NFL team's biggest question heading into training camp. Today's team, the Green Bay Packers.
Love has time. Floats one. Watson down there. Touchdown, Packers.
Today's question, when will we see Micah Parsons? And will he be the same player?
So I don't have any concern that Micah Parsons, when he returns, will not be the same player. I think he will return and he will be very good and dangerous and one of the best non-quarterback players in the National Football League. I have faith in that. When we will see Micah Parsons is the conversation. And you and I have kind of looked at the schedule for this upcoming season. We've tried to pinpoint where perhaps Parsons could be back in the mix. And then also Green Bay has their own philosophy on how to rehab injuries like this. And they want a full 9 months to pass before a player is active and playing in an NFL game, which puts us somewhere near the end of October as a possibility for Micah Parsons to return. And I think when we last look at looked at this. There's a Carolina game, I believe, that might be. It's towards the end of October. That might be the spot.
Yeah, that's a Thursday night, so it would be a short week. Obviously, for him, it doesn't matter. He's coming off of injury, so he doesn't have to prepare for a short week or anything. So that would be a Thursday night. But I would think that if they do something like this, that we also had the comments from his brother on Twitter that were weird, saying that he's eyeing he might miss half the season, or maybe he was just saying, it could be, you could take it two ways. You could saying he's going to miss half the season, or he could be saying, I don't know, man, he might miss half the season. He could just be saying a rough general timeline, because that is about, quote, half the season.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think saying he could miss half the season is surprising when you factor in the Packers' timeline.
Yes.
You play 17 games, you get to week 8. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're right about halfway there.
Yeah.
It's I know it's not an even number to split, but that week 8, week 9 situation at home against Carolina, on the road against New England, somewhere right around there is the halfway point of the season.
Look, I just think it's weird that the Packers would put a restriction on an athlete if he's medically cleared to play, if they have their own timeline. Are the Chiefs gonna tell Patrick Mahomes, if a doctor says he's ready to play, are they gonna say, well, we have our own timeline, he can't play until week 3? If Micah, these athletes are freaks of nature in the best way possible. That's why they are paid the most. That's why they're the best of the best. And Micah Parsons is one of the most elite of the elite athletes. Not just pass rushers, not quarterbacks. He is the most of the most elite athletes in the world. And if he is ready to play, why would you put some arbitrary timeline on him just because they say, well, this is what we do because we're the Green Bay Packers? If he's ready and he can start his rehab in week 2 and start getting back to practice in week 2 and he can be ready for week 4, why not put him out there in week 4?
It's their philosophy.
Okay, so what? I don't care.
But
he's Micah Parsons.
It's not a Micah Parsons only thing. It's the way that their organization runs.
Do you want to win games? Do you want to win a division? Do you want to make the playoffs?
Well,
we saw what defenses are when he was with the Cowboys, when he was on the field, and when he was off the field. We saw it.
Same with Green Bay.
Okay.
The only way the Packers win a Super Bowl is if Micah Parsons is healthy in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl.
You don't think that they beat the Chicago Bears if Micah Parsons is on that field in the playoffs?
They probably do.
Okay.
But that's my point. My point is, if Green Bay can stay afloat in the first 7 weeks, and we don't need to run through their opponents.
No,
Everyone's got
no.
a tough schedule.
Yeah.
Everyone's got some easy games on the slate. They do have a few divisional matchups. They play all 3 divisional teams within those first 7 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just, if they could stay afloat, you would much rather have Micah Parsons healthy for the stretch run of the season than rushing him back and then having a setback and then not being able to be available for the months of December and January and into the playoffs if the Packers are going to get there.
I'm not saying you wouldn't, but I also wouldn't put an arbitrary timeline on one of the best athletes in the world just because. I would say when a doctor clears you, that's when we'll put you out there. You're Micah Parsons. You're not a third-string running back. You're not a second-string wide receiver. You're not a backup linebacker. You're Micah Parsons. Get out there when you're ready.
All right, so 32 questions in 32 days. We actually have 3 questions today, so we will also hit on the Pittsburgh Steelers later in the show and then also the Los Angeles Chargers here on Bleck and Abdalla as we continue on. Bleck and Abdalla right here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Yesterday in the World Cup, Spain took down France 2-0, and Spain will now move on to the final on Sunday. Today, you have Argentina and England. They will play in the other semifinal game at 3 Eastern, live from Atlanta later on today. And here on the show, we have charted the World Cup of Soup. No soup for you.
Bleck and Abdalla's World Cup of Soup.
Soup is good food.
In the group stage, Abdalla taste tested 12 soups from the 12 groups. He put them in a bracket, and now he is conducting his bracket of soups for the World Cup of Soup.
You can see the bracket on our YouTube page, youtube.com/@BleckandAbdalla Show. Please subscribe there. Get all that good stuff. You can see our beautiful faces. Chris's beautiful face there. And we are down to our final four, Chris: Japan, Colombia, Ghana, and Ecuador.
Okay.
And in our first matchup of the final four, we had Japan, the beef udon noodles, the 6th seed, a surprise member of the final four, taking on the 4th seed, the ajiaco soup. That is a chicken and potato-based soup. It's great. It was delicious, but in a surprise, once again, the darlings of the tournament, the Japanese, the beef udon noodle soup, they have moved on to the final, and Japan will be representing that side of the bracket. Japan is on to the final after taking down Colombia.
Beef
and
udon
the
noodle.
ajiaco soup. Beef udon noodle is a soup I could eat every day, and they will face the winner of today's matchup between Ghana, that peanut butter fufu with chicken, very spicy soup, against Ecuador, the encebollado, that chicken that fish stew. It's called like the hangover cure stew, which is a delicious soup as well. So those two will match up today, and that winner will face Japan in the final on Thursday.
Okay, all right, here we go. World Cup of Soup. We're
No soup for you.
only a couple
Bleck
matchups
Abdalla's
left.
World
Yep.
Cup of Soup.
Soup is good food.
Now, what do you say to the critics out there listening to the Bleck Abdalla Show?
On the Reddit, on the World Cup of Soup subreddit?
Yeah, who are not happy that you only taste tested soups during the group stage.
What do you mean? Like I gotta eat the soups again?
That's people are saying.
I've eaten the soups. I can remember. I have a memory.
People are saying.
I know I smoked a lot of weed in high school and college, but marijuana hasn't affected that much.
People are saying. They're talking.
People are talking?
Saying
You want me to get the soups again?
They would prefer to see some soups.
They want me to eat the soups again?
They're tuning in and they just get an AI-generated graphic.
They want me to eat the soups again?
I'm just saying.
That's a whole other expense report, Chris.
Well, I'm just saying.
It's a whole other expense report.
All right. Well, I just want to get your official response
I don't know
to
if
that.
we have that in the budget.
We do. Of course we do.
Of course we do.
The 76ers are putting the full court press on LeBron James. We have the latest next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck, along with Adam Abdalla, hanging out with you until 3 Eastern right here on Westwood One Sports, live from Chicago. If you want to join the show, you can call or text us at 310-840-4910. Hanging out with you over the next couple of hours. Lots to do here on the show, including we have the summer of football coming up in about 5 minutes right here on Westwood One Sports. All right, Abdalla, so this is the latest with LeBron James. His free agency watch here in the summer continues on. You knew that LeBron was not going to make a decision quickly, so here we go. LeBron James watch. Yep.
Who is he?
LeBron James.
Will he build another super team?
Got to start with Superman. Man, I could have used him on the Cavs.
How many weeks will he stretch this?
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
LeBron Watch 2026 with Bleck and Abdalla.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents.
So it feels like each and every day, ESPN has a new list of teams that are looking to sign LeBron.
Listen, you got to stay relevant.
And it's really the same 5 teams, but each day they just switch around like who's in the like pairing. So then the graphic shows 3 teams, and then the next day they add 2 others and they say, well, they were never out of it type of thing. Right. And those teams, it's Cleveland, it's Miami, it's you have Philadelphia, Golden State, Minneapolis has been in the conversation as well. So here's the latest information from yesterday. Sources telling ESPN on Tuesday, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and Jaylen Brown have all been in communication with LeBron James, and they are putting the full court press on LeBron James to sign with the Philadelphia 76ers. It should also be pointed out that Maxey is also a fellow Clutch Sports client, and he has worked out and trained with LeBron in the past, and that he has referenced to LeBron in the past as LeBron is, quote, a big brother to me.
Mm-hmm.
So Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and Jaylen Brown are all putting the full court press on LeBron James. That's right. Jaylen Brown is not live streaming.
Argue with your grandma.
He's not telling you to argue with your grandma.
Argue with your grandma.
But he is there trying to convince LeBron James to join the Philadelphia 76ers. That's the latest from ESPN yesterday.
Look, that's not surprising, obviously. I think they present the best basketball option for LeBron to go. But like you said, every day there's a new...
Right, it's the same 5 teams.
But 2 days ago, there was a report on SportsCenter saying that not many can reach LeBron, but the Warriors have direct access because, like, they have his, like, Steph has his phone number, and like,
well, and then I saw something.
Draymond has his phone number.
Something weird that, like, Draymond has personally told LeBron he'll play for less if LeBron signs with Golden State.
Okay,
so that's out there. So I mean that's the latest, right? Philly.
It makes the most sense. It makes the most basketball sense.
I agree.
And if he wants to win, that's where he'll go. And if he wants to try to go out on a championship, that's where he'll go. They would instantly become favorites, I think, in the East. I think that would put them ahead of the Knicks, for sure.
Yeah, hands down, because think about it. It's an upgrade already, sending Paul George to Boston and having Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
And then you add LeBron James to that, to the wings, where you're already upgrading Paul George. I think, yeah, I don't want to discredit what New York accomplished last year. It was an incredible championship. I'm going to still put them number 1, but that Phillies squad, if you add LeBron, that's going to be right there.
Yeah, for
They'll
sure.
be right there with them.
For sure. But again, I don't know if that matters to him and how much money is he willing to take at a discount? You know, how much cap space do they have? How much money is he willing to take at a discount? And does he care about winning a ring in his final year? Or does he just care about going back to Cleveland? Or does he just care about getting the most amount of money that he can possibly get in his final year? It's not like the dude needs money. We know that. But does he just want to be getting the most money so he can say he's getting the most money?
I'm guessing, or I guess my opinion on the matter is I think Miami would be the worst fit.
Of course.
Miami would be the worst fit. Then I would say it's Golden State. Because even though they're buddies, I don't see that group ever winning again. The time has passed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you told me that they were going to sign someone that's just entering their prime, someone that's like 26, 27 years old, to the group with Steph and Draymond and Jimmy Butler and Kristaps Porzingis, like a young player who's just coming into his prime who could be like the next it guy, then yeah, they could get done. But adding another old timer to the mix, that's not going to work for Golden State. Minnesota's intriguing. I think that would work basketball wise. He may kill LaMelo Ball.
Yeah.
But I think it would work. I think that would work. And then Cleveland, it would work. It would work. I don't
They're
think
not
that's
winning anything.
I
but
don't think
it would
that's the
work.
best situation, but
Yeah.
I think Cleveland makes more sense than Golden State or Miami.
I think watch-wise, Minnesota would be fun to watch just because the dynamic between him, Anthony Edwards, and LaMelo Ball would be fun to watch. I also think the dynamic between him, Draymond, and Steph would be fun to watch. I want to see him and Draymond get into it. I want to see how him and Steph play.
I want to see them get into it.
I do. I want to see him and Draymond get... Because, look, yeah, you can be all buddy-buddy until you lose, 6 games in a row or something like that. Because, like, they're not winning anything. And, like, Draymond's a volatile guy. So that, from a watch standpoint, those two would be the most fun to watch for me. But from a winning standpoint, Philly's won. I feel like Denver's just out of it now.
Yeah, it does feel that way.
Like Denver's just done.
Yeah, they have not been rumored by Windhorse or Shams in quite some time.
Yeah.
So I agree. And I think basketball fit, Denver actually makes the most sense. That would be the best situation for them. I think that would be an absolute title contending team that could take on Oklahoma City or San Antonio in the West. That would work. But it seems like that's off of LeBron's radar.
Yeah.
So if he does go to Philly, just remember that if you crash out in the playoffs, you're going to have Philly fans crying over it like we did last year when the 76ers lost in the first round.
But I love Joel, and I hope he stays. I love the whole team. They did amazing, but it's just heartbreaking. It really is.
Remember, it was just...
I ain't gonna lie, this is a Mother's Day massacre. I left my mom, you know what I mean, and spent time thinking that I'm going down with the ship, but I'm going down with the ship, so I gotta make it up to mom.
Philly fans were so upset.
Sell the team, fire Nick Nurse, everybody gone. Like Kyle Lowry, coach.
If you believe in
Even
conspiracy theories and you've got tinfoil hat Bleck on your side.
Oh, okay.
LeBron is announcing today or tomorrow.
It would make a lot of sense.
LeBron is announcing, if you believe what Chris Bleck believes,
well, I mean,
and he's in cahoots with a certain four-letter network.
There's a lot of people complaining about nothing going on today, although all you and I have is stuff to do today.
I got a lot of stuff.
We have never-ending things to do.
I love Joel,
I got a whole list of stuff.
He stays. I love the whole team. They did amazing, but it's just heartbreaking. It really is.
It's heartbreaking when the 76ers lose.
Yeah.
With Joel Embiid, who always disappoints. Come on. I think you need LeBron James. So there you go. There's the latest with the LeBron James free agency watch. The 76ers are putting the full court press on LeBron. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. As we continue to count down the days of the summer, Abdalla, we inch closer and closer to the start of the NFL season. Here on the show, it's a segment we call the Summer of Football.
I proclaim this the Summer of
Football!
What the hell's going on out here? We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party. Only Brett Favre could do that. I don't care what you say.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
We need a National Guard. We need as many men as you can spare because we are killing the Patriots.
The Summer of Football with Bleck and Abdalla.
I throw, you catch. It's not that hard, okay?
Westwood One, your home for the NFL. You can hear every big game throughout the NFL season on Westwood One. Abdalla, we are 56 days away from the start of the NFL season.
Matriculating our way through the hot summer.
Hot summer, baby. All right, so today here on the Summer of Football, I'm Bleck and Abdalla. We have on ESPN. So we talked about the quarterback rankings that we had the other day. Today, they have the top 10 wide receivers, according to executives, coaches, and scouts heading into the NFL season. So this is what Jeremy Fowler puts this together. There's about 70 people that vote around the league that he gets, coaches, executives, scouts, to give their opinion, to rank the different positions. And today's list, it's the wide receivers. At number one in the NFL, I think that I was a little surprised by this. I think this player is great, and I think he is worthy of being the number one guy, but I don't hear a lot of others say that this player is number one as far as wide receivers go. And that's Jamar Chase for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's number one. You know, we see it when Joe Burrow's healthy. I mean, we saw it with Joe Flacco a lot last year. Like when Jamar Chase has a guy that's getting the ball to him, he's better than anybody out there. He's only 26 years old. Like he was number one last year. His lowest ranking on here was 3. I don't know who voted him 3 because there's only one other guy I'd put ahead of him. That's it.
Yeah, so here's the rest of the list. So Jamar Chase goes 1. Justin Jefferson is 2. Jackson Smith and Jigba is at 3. 4, Puka Nacua. 5, Amon-Ra St. Brown. 6, CeeDee Lamb. 7, George Pickens. 8, Nico Collins. 9, A.J. Brown. And number 10, Devontae Adams. So that's your top 10. A couple names that jump out. One, George Pickens at 7 is surprising to me. I think
high?
I think it's a little high.
Okay.
I was surprised that he was that high.
Okay.
Did you really think that the Cowboys have 2 wide receivers in the top 10?
I think they can. Yeah. I think they can. What stuck out to me is that some of these lowest rankings that people have for some of these guys, who put Justin Jefferson as their lowest ranking number 5? Fire that man.
That is a scout who's not watching football.
Fire that man. What are we doing?
That's a league exec that's just cashing checks.
Who put Jackson Smith and Jigba 7th?
Yeah, that's wild.
Fire that man.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
How I mean, I can understand putting Jackson Smith and Jigba as his highest ranking number 1. That's fine. Putting Justin Jefferson as his highest ranking number 1. That's fine. And look, Puka Nacua, lowest ranking, unranked. Fire that man. What are you doing?
Who doesn't have Puka Nacua in their top 10? That's wild.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, unranked? Fire that man.
I think you could look at the list and say the top 4 guys. There is no debate that those are the 4 best wide receivers in football.
Yeah.
Jefferson, Chase, Puka Nacua, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Those are the 4 best wide receivers. However you want to mix them up and select,
sure,
that works.
That's fine.
I think the debate starts at 5.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll take St. Brown at 5. I have no problem with that, but I think the consensus should be that Puka Nacua, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson are all the top 4 wide receivers in football.
But the fact that somebody had these guys unranked
that's
is
wild.
Absurd.
It's wild. A couple of the names on the honorable mention list. You had Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Zay Flowers, Tyreek Hill, Drake London, Jamison Williams. There's also a list of others who received votes. Alec Pierce, T. Higgins, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Smith, Ladd McConkey, Brian Thompson Jr., Jalen Waddle, and Chris Olave.
Okay.
I think of those who did not get up into the top 10, if he was healthy, it's Malik Neighbors, right?
Mm-hmm.
That to me is the one player who should be in the top 10 that is not. And Mike Evans in his prime would be, but the fact that he's so far at the end of his career, I'm guessing that's why he doesn't get selected to the top 10.
Yeah, for sure. You know, the issues staying healthy and getting up there in age and all of that. And I think that what else this list tells me with the Cowboys having 2 guys in the top 10, even if you would put George Pickens down a little further and not 7th.
Sure.
The Cowboys are going to be super good this year, I think. If they can get their defense figured out, they have a chance to go very far into the playoffs. Now, it's the Cowboys, so they have also a chance to blow it in the playoffs, as they traditionally do recently. But they have a chance that Dak Prescott, this offense, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, if they can figure out this defense, and if this defense can be middle of the pack to high 20s, this Cowboys team can go far, I think, into the playoffs.
Did you see the people yesterday after France lost to Spain?
Yes.
Putting up the pictures of Mbappe and Dak.
Yeah.
Like Dak's face on Mbappe's body.
Yeah, because it was in Dallas. Yeah.
Because they lost a big game.
Yeah.
How great was that? All right, so there you go. Summer of football, day 56 until the start of the NFL season. ESPN's list of the top 10 wide receivers from scouts, execs, and coaches around the NFL. Jamar Chase is number 1. 56 days, Abdallah.
Man.
Till we get to the start of the NFL season. The days are flying by in the summer. We have Stock Watch coming up next. Are we buying Kylian Mbappe stock? We'll tell you coming up with Raj. Coming up next, international soccer's down to its final matches. DraftKings has you covered for every single one.
The DraftKings app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. New DraftKings customers sign up with code B&A26 and spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days.
That's code B&A26 for Bleck and Abdalla 26 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Connecticut. Call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet tax pass through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, void in Canada. Event contract trading with DraftKings. Predictions involve risks of loss. Availability varies. Bet to get bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Trade to get $50 in prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Issued every 7 days via click to claim for 21 days. One non-withdrawable reward redeemable. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends July 19th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
We know you're jonesing for some football just like we are. NFL training camps begin opening in 7 days. And yes, we're counting. Your home for the NFL. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, live from Chicago each day. It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Got a chance to talk to Raj earlier as we were presenting the Westies here on the show. And here on a Wednesday, at this time each Wednesday, we like to bring to you Stock Watch. And that's right, that's where Raj joins us from Parts Unknown in Colorado as he joins the show as he does every single day here on Bleck and Abdalla. Raj, before we get to Stock Watch,
yes, sir.
I saw a text I wanted to read. You can always text the show at 310-840-4910. In about 35 minutes, we will have the continuation of the rest of the Westies, our Westwood
Westies.
One Sports Awards here on the program. It's an honor and a privilege that we can present these awards to the great people listening to the show. From the 443, Derek in Baltimore, he texts the show, I'm nominating myself for the Westies. Bleck and Abdalla Fan of the Year. How about that? Derek in Baltimore nominating himself for a Westie.
Nominations are
Yes,
encouraged.
Derek.
That is great.
Shout out. Shout out.
Shout out to Derek.
So there we
Shout
go.
out,
That was from Derek. You can always text to the show at 310-840-4910. Stock Watch. Raj, what's going on?
All right, guys, we are going to buy. We are going to sell. We're not going to buy everything, Chris. Okay, we're going to make sound fiscal decisions here with our sports portfolios. We
Yes.
are going to begin in the world of soccer. A guy that just a week ago we were discussing, is he the best soccer player in the world? And then yesterday, with it all on the line, he doesn't even register a shot. Adam Abdalla, are you buying or selling your stock in Kylian Mbappe?
Oh, I'm buying some stock in Kylian Mbappe. It's only the second time he hasn't registered a shot in 15 World Cup matches. However, he's only 27 years old. The next time they have a World Cup, he will be 31 years old. And if you know anything about world soccer, Zinedine Zidane will be taking over the French team. And who's Zinedine Zidane, you ask? He's not just a guy that headbutted his way out of the World Cup about 20 years ago. He has 3 UEFA Champions League titles. He has 2 La Liga titles. And so this guy is coming over to take over the French team as their manager, and they are going to come in and be, again, one of the best, if not the best team in the world. So I know they were supposed to be the best team this year again, and they were the favorite, and they got beat by they got beat by basically the Seattle Seahawks. Like, they had the best, like, Spain's got the best defense in the tournament. And they got a goal, they got a penalty early, and like that's all they basically needed. Like, they got the second goal, yes, but they probably only needed that penalty, and that was gonna be it. As soon as they got that game was over. But I'm gonna buy stock in Kylian Mbappe in France, because as soon as Zidane takes over, this team might be as close to unstoppable as you can get, because that dude is a phenomenal manager.
Yeah, I'd say this. I'll buy Mbappe. Abdalla mentioned he's 27. So if we're talking World Cup, he's going to play in probably 3 more World Cups.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, right? Like, is the next one he'll be 31, then he'll be 35, right? 39. We see Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo playing at 40. So he's going to play in at least 3 more tournaments. So at the end of the day, he will be the all-time goal-scoring leader for the World Cup, because he's He's only behind Messi by, a goal at this moment?
Mm-hmm.
And Messi's at the end of his career. So even if Messi scores today and in the final, he can only do so much work here in the next 2 matches if they get there to kind of build a lead. Mbappe will get him at some point. And also, how Abdallah's explaining with their new manager, Zinedine Zidane, coming in for France, I'm guessing what will take place over this next cycle before the next World Cup is Argentina, England, or Spain will win the World Cup. But the moment the world rankings come out a year from now in the next cycle, as they start to have competitions and the Euros and looking towards that next World Cup in 2030, France is going to be the number 1 team. Mm-hmm. Let's not kid ourselves. This is why you play the games, and they lost. But they're still going to be ranked as the number 1 team.
Yeah.
They're the best on paper power in world soccer right now.
Yesterday was basically, because we compared it to the NFC Championship game. Yesterday would have basically been if the Rams and the Seahawks played, and the Seahawks would have won that game 14-0.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm not trying to take away any credit to Spain. Their defense has been incredible.
Yeah.
They've only conceded 1 goal to this point in the tournament. That's something to celebrate. Their style of play, the moment that they turn the ball over, the way they swarm to get it back and keep possession, it is worth noting. But France, the moment we get a year into the next cycle, 2 years into the next cycle, and we start looking towards 2030, they're going to be the number 1 team in the world rankings. So I'll buy the Mbappe stock. Plus, and we'll see if he has a better year this upcoming season for Real Madrid. Because you guys remember the story that we talked about 4 months ago, that they ordered a MRI on his knee, and they looked at the wrong knee.
Yeah.
And we were like, what is going on over there?
What do you mean wrong knee?
It's insane. But he looked great in the tournament, and he is definitely making a case to be the best player in the world right now. So I'll buy.
All right, guys. Next up, in near and dear to your heart, the great city of Chicago, the White Sox, with the first overall pick, select Rock Chalowski. Did I get that right? Did I get it better than the commissioner did? Did I get closer with it?
With the first pick of the 2026 MLB draft,
Chalowski.
the Chicago White Sox
That's Chalowski.
select Rock Chalowski,
Oh,
a shortstop from
He
New York.
lewd it. He lewd it instead of loud it.
Oh, jeez.
The shortstop I have seen, when you look at the player comparisons to a guy near and dear to my heart, former Rocky shortstop Troy Tulowitzki as a possible pro comparison. So I ask you two White Sox fans, with your number 1 overall pick, are you buying or selling your stock in Chalowski? Bleck?
Yeah, I'll buy. I don't really know a lot about players in baseball before they get to the bigs, but I love the hype. I love the comparisons. Yeah, they need a shortstop, no doubt. I think in what we've seen from the Chicago White Sox in the last, about year, is that the young players that they brought into their system are starting to develop and show out. And as of today, the Chicago White Sox that went 3 straight seasons of 100 lost years consecutively, they would be a playoff team. We're at the All-Star break. They had 3 All-Stars last night. They would be a playoff team. That's exciting. That's fun for me. So I will buy the Rock Chalowski.
Yeah, I'm also going to buy. I mean, look, you're the number 1 overall pick. You should be a star in the making. I think that he comes in as one of the best UCLA prospects of all time, at least according to MLB.com. He was the number 2 in MLB.com's prospect pipeline here too. So I think that when you have a guy who's supposed to be, quote, MLB ready by around mid next season, assuming there is a season, then you've got a good quality hitter and fielder on your team. And I think that the White Sox have done a good job in the last year or so turning this team around and moving on from their last attempt at a rebuild to now actually having some good quality players in this next attempt at a rebuild. They obviously haven't done anything. They haven't won anything. They haven't even won a division or made the playoffs or anything with these guys yet. So we'll see if this actually works. They're playing well, but they're too young and probably dumb to know what's going on. So they're just playing well right now. So we'll see if it turns into anything, but I'll definitely buy stock in a guy that they just drafted first overall for sure.
Missed opportunity for him not to be named Caleb. Caleb Chalowski.
They have another guy in their pipeline named Caleb. So
Caleb City, USA,
you will
baby.
see a White Sox. There is a White Sox prospect named Caleb. So next season you will see, or maybe even by the end of this season, by next season at least, you will see another Caleb in Chicago.
All right, Abdalla, our next stock we're buying or selling, this is a guy that passes what I like to call the mainstream mom test because my mom now knows him. He's the only soccer player she could probably name in the whole world, but she knows him now. But now that he's been eliminated, are you buying or selling this very expensive stock of Erling Haaland?
Listen, I've had Haaland stock since the jump. I've been a long time Haaland stock holder as a Manchester City fan. So I've had Haaland stock since he was with Dortmund and the rumors started that he was going to be signing a contract with Manchester City. I'm just hoping that I don't have to sell because he goes to Real Madrid at a certain point here. So I am going to keep and hold on to with diamond hands to my Haaland stock because now he's going to fashion shows and he's parading around the world. And
what about his raccoon?
This limited time off. I know. Yeah, he's got the stuffed raccoon with a bottle of booze that he's taking back from America, back overseas. But yeah, listen, he's got more. Doesn't he have more Instagram followers than Manchester United, than like an entire team? I saw that story going around yesterday that now he's got more Instagram followers than an entire team. So yeah,
you gotta strike while the iron's hot. Gotta strike while it's hot.
The world knows who he is, and he's always flirted, and his dad has always flirted with the notion of him going and playing for Real Madrid, which eventually happens to all the best players in the world. So I'm gonna hold. I already have it in the portfolio. I'm gonna hold on to it as long as I can. I know that's not a buy or sell because I've already bought some, but I'm gonna hold on to it as long as I can, Raj, before he leaves my team and goes to Real Madrid and I can no longer love an Erling Haaland.
All right, to Abdalla's point, the stat he's looking for, it's Erling now has more Instagram followers than every Big Six club in the Premier League.
Right? See, I wasn't wrong.
United, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Tottenham.
Yeah, see?
He has, at the moment, almost 68 million followers. And all of those clubs, United being the one with the most at 65.8.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Abdalla's right. He is, his popularity, and of course, you know, the song, right? Yeah, I'll buy, Raj. I think it's cool that a player like this who, if you're a soccer guy and you watched, you knew that he was great. I mean, Abdalla mentioned, like, the concern is that he's going to leave to go to Real Madrid, and he'll team up again then with Jude Bellingham, who you'll see today for England, who they were both teammates together as young players at Borussia Dortmund in the German league. So the fact that that's out there lurking, that there are players at Real Madrid that would love to have Haaland on their side and on their squad. And I, being a fan of the team that's rival to Abdalla's favorite team,
of course.
Yeah, I've been envious. The dude's been incredible. He's been awesome. Shout out to him. And last night, Raj, I didn't text this to you, but last night I spent 5 minutes watching a video I just saw randomly on my feed because now Haaland is everywhere. Of him at home. It was from at some point probably in the last year, cooking. It's him talking about what he likes to eat, and he likes to cook because he finds enjoyment in cooking. And I was like, oh, so do I. So I started watching it, and he knows his stuff. And he's like grilling, and he's talking about what he's making for dinner and why he likes making it because he wants to know what he's putting into his body. And
have
all
you
this
seen
stuff.
The video of him going to the old lady's farm and getting all of his steaks and everything?
No.
He goes to like this old lady's farm in like the middle of nowhere because he likes like fresh food. And like he eats like it's 1800 is the joke. Is like he eats like a Viking.
It's very clean.
Yeah. And he goes and he's got like a camera crew with him and he's like, I want these steaks. And he's like, I like it because I can see the cow. And he's like, he gets all this meat, but then he looks at the camera and he's like, what do you guys want? Do you guys want any? Do you guys want all this honey? He buys everything for the cameraman and everything. And like he puts it all into the trunk of his car and they all just leave.
I know that he is a super, 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 super famous superstar.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, and I get it. People in this country are just learning who he is, but over in Europe, he is a big time celebrity and star. And he is worth a lot of money. He does come across genuine.
Oh yeah.
So like watching the video of him cooking, I was watching it because I don't think he was putting on a show for the cameras to get clicks on Instagram. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's a lot of performative American athletes, especially the NBA players. Everything they do is performative.
No.
Erling Haaland feels very genuine in the way he just goes about his life.
And watching all the videos that I have of him over the past couple years, he's just kind of goofy. Like he's just kind of like
he's goofy.
He's just like
he seems kind of nerdy.
Yeah, he's just kind of
and he's really good at soccer.
He's fun, man. He's just kind of a fun guy that is you're right. He's just he's 6'5" and he's very good at soccer.
I think we're going to get a test of that authenticity. So he's been advocating for a Microsoft endorsement because he loves playing games on Xbox. If he starts peddling Copilot, if we're seeing ads of him using Copilot and telling us how much it will enrich our and help our lives, the authenticity will then be gone. But for now, he's an authentic fella. And that does it for Stockwatch. Thank you, fellas.
Thank you, Raj. I mean, could you imagine if you're a company that's still running ads with Christian Pulisic?
You could have Erling Haaland.
And you should have had Haaland as
Put him on a cup.
Right? Like, I mean, McDonald's, what were you doing? I mean, he's the star. He's the standalone star of the World Cup. Bleck Abdalla, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save on commercial auto insurance from Progressive. Get a fast quote at progressivecommercial.com. We continue to preview towards the NFL training camps as teams will report on July 22nd. Coming up next with 32 questions in 32 days, we look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Can Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy recapture the magic they had in Green Bay? We'll give our opinion on that coming up next.
The NFL's offseason isn't over yet. Von Miller, Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel, still available, still dangerous. Will they land with a contender before training camp? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
We continue to preview heading towards NFL training camps. July 22nd, Carolina and Arizona will report to camp. By the 28th of July, every team in the NFL will be in training camp. And I think many teams, like today, they're like a month out from their first preseason game.
Yeah.
So football is right around the corner as we continue to preview each day here on the show. It's a segment we call 32 Questions in 32 Days. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
32 questions in 32 days. Bleck and Abdalla discuss every NFL team's biggest question heading into training camp. Today's team, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Rodgers avoids the sack. Deep downfield, caught at the 35-yard line, and going all the way to the end zone is Pat Fryermuth, 68 yards.
Today's question, can Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy recapture the magic?
Boy, this is one of the top stories of the NFL offseason. The Steelers waiting around for Aaron Rodgers to decide if he wanted to play, where he was going to play, if he was going to play. Sounds like a different story we're paying attention to in the NBA right now. Someone at the end of their career, we're just waiting on him. LeBron James.
Well,
I would say this. Recapture the magic. I'm going to say no. I don't think the magic will be recaptured. With that said, they could sneak into the wild card.
Yeah.
In the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see Aaron Rodgers giving you an MVP-like season or the Pittsburgh Steelers being the number one seed in the conference. But I could see them being above 500, battling to sneak into the wild card. That's what I could see for this upcoming season.
I continue to say Mike McCarthy was hired for 2 reasons. The Pittsburgh Steelers don't like resetting. They don't want to be marching for Arch. They don't want to be a 3-win team ever, which would be the best thing for them.
What do we got? March for an Arch. We have
sucking for a duck for Dante Moore.
Yeah, well, you can just say suck. You don't have to. You don't have to say sucking.
It has to rhyme.
Okay, all right.
It has to rhyme. Suck for a duck.
Are there any others? Just those 2?
I don't.
What about
Sorsby's out, so we can't.
What about the kid from Notre Dame, Carr? What could you do? What rhymes with Carr?
I don't know.
You want more?
We'll workshop it. My point is
Carr. Maybe it's something like that. You shoot for over par to land Carr. I don't know.
Less than par because less than par is good.
Right, over.
So
you
over
want
par, but over par, that's more win. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, okay,
we'll workshop it.
All right.
My point is this.
Got all summer.
He was brought in to court Aaron Rodgers back for one more season to try to cultivate something because Rodgers is obviously familiar with the system and all of that. And you've got good weapons. You brought in Pittman Jr. You traded for Pittman. You've got DK Metcalf. You've got Jeremy Bernard. You've got a decent set of weapons. You also have Will Howard. You've got Drew Aller. So you've got guys that you can develop. And that's what I think that Mike McCarthy was brought in more so to do, is to develop the next guy, because that's what he's done. He developed Aaron Rodgers. He developed Dak Prescott. So he has gotten teams to the playoffs consistently. That's what he did with the Packers. Whether or not he was successful with the Cowboys, debate that all you want to. They got to the playoffs, and he developed Dak Prescott. That's what he did. So he can try to do that with this next crop of quarterbacks for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So can they capture the magic? I don't think so. But yeah, I think you're right. Can they win 9 games? Can they win 8 games and try to get to a wild card spot? Sure. Yeah. I think they can. I don't think they're going to win their division, but I think they can be sniffing around the wild card spot and be in the hunt for sure. But I think that the bigger job for Mike McCarthy is developing who's next for the Pittsburgh Steelers, whether they're on the roster or not. If it goes south and you're picking 4th or 5th and you're drafting a quarterback early, then you're developing that next guy. If you're developing Will Howard or Drew Aller, you're developing that next guy. That's the bigger picture for Mike McCarthy. That's the magic that you're working, not the magic with Aaron Rodgers. That's just to appease the ownership of the Pittsburgh Steelers, so you're not a 3-win team this year. The magic for Mike McCarthy is something that he's done before with Rodgers and Dak Prescott. The magic is developing the next guy.
Yeah, it's got to be Drew Aller.
Yeah.
That's got to be the guy that you develop, and hopefully he turns into something. So then when they go through this next offseason, even though Aaron Rodgers has told us he's not doing this again.
Yeah,
that this is the end.
Well, he posted that picture with a couple of the receivers. They're doing like a little rodeo trip this week. They're doing like a one last ride.
That's nice.
He posted last rodeo, like hashtag last rodeo. He's with DK Metcalf and Pittman and a bunch of the other guys. They're doing like a last rodeo, like a little saloon trip or something. I don't know.
Can you, what is a saloon trip?
I don't know. They've got like, they're doing like a little rodeo. They're riding horses. They're going to the OK Corral.
They're doing a saloon trip.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
I don't know, man.
32 questions in 32 days, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ooh. We will also feature the Chargers before we're done at 3 Eastern.
Subpar for Carr.
Yeah, okay, that works.
It's tweeted to us by @SportsByLD. Is tweeted
Shout
the
out.
show. Yeah.
Shout out. That. See, I knew that there was something there. So
it's a good
right.
one.
Subpar for Carr. Okay. Right. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. We will continue on with the Westies. That's right. We have the honor and the privilege of hosting the first ever Westwood One Sports Awards here on the network. And so we will continue. We have 8 more awards to hand out with the Westies, and that will come up in about 10 minutes right here on Westwood One Sports. Now it's time for a quick look around baseball presented by NHTSA. When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Last night in the All-Star game, the AL shut out the NL 4-0. The National League could not advance past first base. They had, 15 strikeouts, I believe, by the National League. Cody Bellinger, the fourth Yankee to win MVP. You also had a home run by Chicago White Sox, Miguel Vargas. So a great night for the American League. Great speed by the pitchers to get those 15 strikeouts. And besides that, kind of a boring All-Star game.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah,
Hold that thought for me.
Yeah.
Hold that thought for
Yeah.
1 second. This is a quick look around baseball presented by NHTSA. When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit. Keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA. All right, hold that thought. What'd you say there? It was a boring game?
I thought it was kind of a boring game.
If we go to a texter who texted the show at 310-840-4910 from the 208, I believe that's the Chicagoland area. The texter says, so the All-Star game was, quote, boring, but the soccer match was awesome, ? Spain scored and then turtled the last 60 minutes. Yuck. Abdallah, your thoughts?
I never said the soccer match was awesome. I thought the soccer match was super boring, too.
I think the good listener to the show is implying that you and I enjoy soccer and that you often think that soccer matches are awesome.
I do think soccer matches are awesome.
I think that's what they're doing there.
At no point did I say yesterday's soccer match was awesome. In fact, I did think yesterday's soccer match after the penalty was pretty boring. Because that's the way Spain kind of plays. They play tremendous defense and they suffocate you. They kind of play like an old school Alabama team where they just run the ball and play just tremendous defense.
Yeah.
And that's why if they only give up this one goal, they will give up the least amount of goals in a World Cup run in the history of the World Cup.
They remind me of a Big Ten college football school that runs the football and has great defense.
Yep.
But they've got that one flyer that they send deep every once in a while to try and keep the defense honest.
Yeah.
Right? And that's Yamal. Every once in a while, Yamal makes a run, and then it sets up other things.
Yeah.
But essentially, they keep everything in front of them, and they play very good defense.
Yep.
So
100%.
So, yeah, but you thought the game yesterday was boring.
I did. Both games.
And you
were
hate
kinda
the
boring.
Sandlot.
I don't hate the Sandlot. I hated the tribute to the Sandlot.
It's unreal.
Just play the movie for 10 minutes if that's what you're going to do.
It's unreal. We will continue the Westies coming up next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Boy, if only we could share what goes on behind the scenes during the commercial breaks, just so people are aware. We have a good time. That's essentially the takeaway there, is that we're having a good time. Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck, along with Adam Abdalla. We're on the air until 3 Eastern, live from Chicago, and then we'll hand it off to Jim Rome right here on Westwood One Sports. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. Lots going on here on the show today. And Abdalla, last night, Major League Baseball, the All-Star game, the American League wins. A lot of good pitching effort from the American League, a lot of strikeouts. You think it was a boring game, and you were unhappy seeing the Sandlot tribute in the middle of the All-Star game.
No, I just thought that yesterday was a setback after
a setback. It's the All-Star game. What do you mean a setback?
We saw such a great night on Monday. Monday, we came in yesterday to start the show.
Yeah, we were pumped.
And we were
like, good home run derby.
Oh man, what a night for baseball. Baseball is back. Baseball won the day. This is the greatest day in baseball history.
No, we never said
this
that.
Is so since the invention of since Ruth called his shot. This is the greatest day in baseball history. And then last night happened, and it was so boring. I think I turned my kid off of baseball for the rest of her life.
You made her sit there and watch that?
She wanted to watch. She said, "Daddy, what's this?" And I said, "This is baseball." And she said, "Why isn't this football?" And I go, "Well, this is why." It's not. And I said, let me watch something that's entertaining. And she said, yeah, put on Caleb Wilson. And I said, all right, that's what we'll do. And so watching the game, all of the entertainment happened in the first inning. You had offense in the first inning by the American League. You had Cody Bellinger. You had Ben Rice. It was great. And then a complete snoozer the rest of the game. You had one home run the rest of the game. And I don't know. Maybe it's because the pitching is too good in baseball. The relievers are too good in baseball. Everybody's throwing 130 miles an hour in this league, and the pitching is just too good. And that's that. I don't know if it's a problem for baseball, and that's what this shows. But to me, it was so boring. And I guess it's just all-star games are kind of boring. And I guess if you need to interrupt your game with a 15-minute fireworks show,
dude, it was fun.
Then your game is boring.
It was great.
No, it's not. It wasn't an anniversary of the Sandlot.
The Sandlot's a classic. Let the kids ride their bikes onto the field. It's cool.
So 9 kids out of the entire country got to participate and have a catch with Cody Bellinger and get swing tips from Mike Trout.
Why not?
And get a signed baseball by Freddie Freeman.
Yes.
And I got to sit through this?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Why not?
It's boring.
No, I mean it was.
I love that you get to highlight a movie that took place in the great city of Philadelphia. Nothing says a classic. Let's celebrate a movie.
It's set in the San Fernando Valley.
Oh, that's
California.
That's
Los Angeles.
Well, then we're highlighting that it's a 50-year anniversary of the movie Sandlot.
The movie was released in 1993.
It's not the 25-year anniversary of the Sandlot either.
No, it's not.
So then why the hell are we doing this?
Baseball, man. Summer.
Just watch the movie. I would have been more entertained after the first.
Why does this bother you so much?
I would have been more entertained.
What the hell is it?
I would have been more entertained after the first inning putting on the movie than what I watched for the next hour and a half.
Here is my thought on it. Okay, and we're not changing baseball today. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that.
No, here's the problem.
Here's what it is.
Baseball's fine. Baseball's in a great spot.
The baseball all-star game is what it is. Okay. It's there for you if you wanted to watch it. That's it.
You asked me my opinion of
that's
the baseball.
All it is.
You came in and you started the show at noon Eastern and said, what'd you think of the All-Star game? And I gave you my opinion. I'm sorry that you don't like my opinion.
No, I'm just saying.
You asked for my opinion.
Okay, all right.
You asked for it, and I'm sorry it's not the same as yours. I'm sorry that you don't like my opinion. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry that I can't be on board with everything you like. I'm sorry that I thought it was boring and I almost fell asleep during it.
I don't think I like or dislike your opinion. Your opinion's just there.
Okay.
My thought is that I'm not even putting that much thought into the baseball all-star game. It was on. People enjoyed it. Some people didn't.
Did they?
They had the Sandlot tribute. I thought that was kind of cool. There's nothing wrong with I'm not upset at it. I don't need to change baseball or change the all-star game. The baseball all-star game serves its rightful purpose. The purpose is middle of the summer, nothing's going on, everyone's in their different uniforms. Okay, here we go. The all-star break. That's what it is to me.
I can't wait till next year when we celebrate the 63rd anniversary of The Natural and everybody comes out and breaks a bat. That'll be great. And I got to sit through a 33-minute fireworks show.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
And then what's 43rd anniversary of what baseball movie are we going to celebrate 2 years from now?
I don't know. A League of Their Own. Look it up. See what year that came out. There's no crying in baseball.
Are all the players going to start crying then?
No,
are all the players going to start crying
in baseball?
All the players going to start crying then? Is that what's going to happen?
I'm pretty sure. Doesn't Wrigley have the All-Star game coming up at some point in the next few years?
It's next year.
You know what they should celebrate? Rookie of the Year.
Well, yeah,
With the kid that injured his arm and he started throwing fastballs?
That would make sense because
Wouldn't that be a great celebration?
Because the movie took place at Wrigley in Chicago.
Right.
That would make sense. Have a kid go out there, snap his arm, and see if he can throw faster. That makes sense, Chris. But guess what? There won't be baseball, so we'll have to wait until 2028.
They don't make movies like that anymore.
They don't make movies
that was a movie.
Where a kid can break his arm and we can rebuild him faster and better.
All right, it's an honor and a privilege here on Westwood One Sports for the Bleck Abdalla Show to get the honor to host the first Westwood One Sports Awards. We call these the Westies We featured 8 categories earlier on the show. You can check out the podcast on Apple or on Spotify, The Bleck and Abdalla Show, in case you missed any portion of that. Now we continue on. Raj, we welcome Raj back in. We're all wearing our tuxes.
Yes.
We're very fancy here on this celebration day.
That's right.
The Westies here on Westwood One Sports. By the way, Raj, in the commercial break, Abdalla was upset that we did not go with the name of the awards that he gave yesterday.
Mm-hmm. I suggested the Woodies instead of the Westies.
Yeah.
And I was apologize. I didn't hear that, or I missed it. And that is a great name, Abdalla.
Well,
that's a great one.
So he's upset. He's upset over the Sandlot, and he's upset that we're calling these the Westies and not the Woodies.
I'm not upset by the name. I like the name
name?
the Westies. The Westies is a great name. I just think that, when greatness should be acknowledged every once in a while.
I wanted to call them the Rajis.
Rajis is a great name, too.
Celebrate our guy, Raj.
We could have an alternate, though. There's alternate names like the Academy Awards, the Oscars.
Called the
is your
Oscars?
alternate. So, like,
No, the Woodies will be like the
a Woody.
Razzies, where it's the opposite,
The bad items
The
that
bad
take
items,
place?
yeah.
All right, so we have the great honor here on the Bleck and Abdalla Show to give to you the Westies as we continue on with our event here throughout the program. Let's go to the next award.
Best fake commercial. And the Westie goes to Unethical Hoops.
Oh, yes. This was hot and heavy during the NBA playoffs, right?
When you get a cease and desist over a fake commercial, that's well done.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander having a problem with the fake commercial.
Yes.
Download Underdog now.
Yes, worthwhile winner here in this category.
Up against some top competition, because remember when we were having the fake commercial during when all the drips and drops were coming out about NFL free agency, about Sky Rizzy. If you get the more drips and drops after NFL free agency, to please consult your doctor. If you get some more drips and drops after NFL free agency, you don't want to do that. And if you're allergic to Sky Rizzy, please do not take Sky Rizzy.
No.
But there it
Thank
is.
you.
Yeah.
What a pop. But that's a real commercial. That's not a fake
that
commercial.
is
That's a real one, but the
Yes.
drips and drops of NFL
Yes.
free agency fake commercial.
Yes, it was the schedule release, not
Yes, the
free
schedule
agency.
release. Yeah, schedule release.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yes, Unethical Hoops from Underdog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Download Underdog now.
All right, so there you go. Best fake commercial goes to Unethical Hoops, and somewhere SGA is not happy with it. Let's go on to the next category.
Best question in a press conference to a college football commissioner. And the Westie goes to Texas Tech media member Sean Dillon.
Oh, this is an all-timer. All right, this we go back like 2 weeks. Big 12 Media Days. Take a listen to this.
Sean Dillon, Rocket Brigade. Commission, Texas Tech got fined over tortillas, and tortillas were banned outright. OSU paddles broke an always make a rule, has a tradition exemption. Sorsby never played a snap for the Red Raiders. Big 12 sued them anyway, while Cincinnati hasn't been yet touched. You're selling greater than 12. Why should Texas Tech fans believe it?
Can you sit? Let me come closer to you. Stand up. Ask that question again, and I'm going to...
He makes him stand up. He's going to make him ask the question again. And the reporter, instead of shortening the question, he gives the full thing again. The full thing.
The answer I want to give you, so go ahead.
Texas Tech got fined for tortillas, and tortillas were banned outright. OSU has had paddles that were given a noisemaker exemption.
Tortillas.
Back in 2012. Sorsby never played a snap for the Red Raiders, and yet there is a lawsuit. Cincinnati has yet to be touched. You're selling greater than 12. Why should Texas Tech fans believe them?
No, I didn't say greater than 12. You misquoted me. I said we're going forward as 16 strong, and that's my answer to your question.
Walks it off.
Thank you for that question.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah, thank you for the question.
Deuces.
Walks it off. How about that? So there you go. There's, yes, the Texas Tech reporter following and asking the question to the Big 12.
Hey, how are you?
Big 12 commissioner, yes.
Sean could not be here today, so we will accept the award on his behalf. His credential was
OSU is
for
a
his
well-deserved
tortillas.
Westie.
Tortillas, yeah.
A well-earned Westie. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right, let's go on to the next award in the Westies.
Best Actor. And the Westie goes to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Wow.
Yeah. There were a lot of contenders with all the soccer going on, but I think...
Yeah, well, it's true. That's true.
I think Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was up against, a lot of his own NBA, not just teammates, but members of the NBA. Joel Embiid was up there after his now new teammate, Jaylen Brown, nominated him. Jalen Brunson was in this category as well, as he's been one to milk injuries during the playoffs as well.
You mentioned teammates, Abdalla. Chet Holmgren made a late push.
Chet Holmgren was in there as well, so it is not surprising that SGA did win this award, but
I do see
he's
here
some of the best.
This award has been given out for the last 15 years. LeBron James has won.
Wow.
Consecutively. 15 years in a row.
The LeBron James commemorative Best Actor
Pretty
award?
good. Pretty good.
He is the Daniel Day-Lewis of our time, really, LeBron James.
Did you guys see that
cut-ups online after the first quarter of games? Like, we were midway through the second quarter, and cut-ups of flops in the first quarter were going viral. That is something.
He's a modern-day Timothée Chalamet, really.
Did you guys see that Chet Holmgren was taking shots at the French for losing yesterday?
Wow.
Celebrating Spain winning because he can't actually beat Wembanyama on the court. So he's taking shots at the French.
Okay.
All right, let's go to our next category.
Best performance to enthrall Chris Bleck. And the Westie goes to Alyssa Liu.
Oh, okay,
You were
Alyssa
enthralled.
Liu.
You were enthralled. You were.
Raj, to be fair, I love the Olympics. Winter, summer. I love when Americans win. It's great. Alyssa Liu was fantastic. Shout out to Alyssa Liu.
Now, Alyssa Liu it was a tough race. It was a tough race. Arina Sabalenka this was a tough race.
Well, Sabalenka is a longtime fave.
But she did bow out early of Wimbledon, so that's what did her in, I think.
She bowed out, but she's been seen in Greece. Hosting quite working on her game.
Yeah,
Let's
working on
say
her
that.
game.
She's working on her game in
Is
Greece.
she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of forehand and backhand work. Yeah.
Okay.
From Sabalenka.
Yeah.
In Greece.
Okay.
Since bowing out of Wimbledon.
Okay.
Absolutely. As we go on to the next award.
Best Escape Act. And the Westie goes to a tie. Chris Bleck for skipping the NFC divisional round game because it was cold, and Adam Abdalla for avoiding the San Francisco electrical substation.
Okay.
See, yeah, this makes sense, and I stand by it. I don't need to defend my decision of not going to the divisional round of the NFL playoffs to watch the Bears play. Tell the people, I've been to every Bears game that is possible. At a certain point,
You've been to every cold game.
Yeah, I've been to all the cold games.
Yeah.
I can only take so much.
Yeah.
Call me soft, whatever. I do not
I'll
care.
defend myself. I like my ligaments. I don't need to see what's taking down the trees in San Francisco.
Yes.
I don't need that. And there have been ties. There was a tie at the Oscars, I believe, last year. So we have had ties. Yeah.
There was, and I'm okay. I'm comfortable with it now. If Raj, just giving you a heads up, if Caleb takes the Bears to the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's different.
I will be in attendance. We're just SoFi Stadium. I will be there.
Yeah,
but,
different.
Let's just make sure we lock that in.
Yeah.
All right, next award here on the Westies.
Best World Cup. And the Westie goes to the World Cup of Soup.
Oh, how about that? The World Cup of Soup.
It was a tight race between the actual World Cup and the World Cup of Soup, but some games, like yesterday's game, the Spain and France game, was a little bit of a disappointment. Every matchup in the World Cup of Soup has been enthralling.
See?
A tight race. And so we love the World Cup of Soup, and we'll get another matchup today as you've got Ghana taking on Ecuador, and the winner of Ghana and Ecuador will face Japan in the final.
It's
the World Cup of
fantastic.
Soup.
A lot of competition. A lot of different World Cups in that category.
A lot of different World Cups, yeah.
Next award for the Westies.
Best way to annoy Bleck and Abdalla.
Oh,
and the Westie goes to WWE interviews.
Get them off our screen.
Well,
I don't need them. I don't need them.
Raj, we haven't been presented any WWE interviews here on the show.
Not to do.
This is to your earlier point of if people could hear when we're not on air. The pre-show cursing that come from these two gentlemen when they look up and they see a sports entertainer on TV. It is priceless. It is priceless.
To see the 4 letters that we once worked for just turn into WWE slop at all times.
To see the hard-hitting journalists that we know over there have to sit through interviews with The Miz.
Yeah, it's come on, Raj. Come on, Raj. What are we doing?
Look, they're annoyed now. They're annoyed at their Westie that they just won.
Oh yeah, I actually, you're right, and you struck a chord because.
What are we doing? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, what's coming up this weekend? The night overseas rumble from the match down under or something. What do you guys have? What are you guys promoting this week? Some nonsense? Raj, no response.
I literally don't even know what event is going on this weekend.
There you go. You don't
They're
even
not doing
know.
a good enough job promoting it. We need more interviews on TV.
All right, and our final Westie Award. Let's take a listen.
Best way to annoy Raj. And the Westie goes to soccer.
Yes!
Oh, Raj is counting down the minutes to the end of the World
The
Cup
best
this
way
weekend.
I could describe it for our listening audience is all the emotion you just heard Bleck and Abdalla have towards wrestling interviews is how I feel about that middle school activity that we prop up once every 4 years.
He cannot wait until Tuesday because on Monday we're obviously going to talk about the World Cup final.
Oh, of course.
But he cannot wait until Tuesday when we're done talking
we are done.
Soccer.
We had the texter the day earlier appropriately point out that last night's All-Star game that was a snooze fest is basically every soccer game that's ever played. Nothing happens. It's boring.
That's so great. Congratulations, Raj, on the win. And congratulations to all of our winners in the first ever
great job
Westwood One Sports Awards, the Westies. We were handing them out today. How great was that? That's fantastic. Raj, great job putting that together.
you,
That's
fellas.
fantastic. That's great. Before we move on here on the show, I do need to play this. We are going to talk to Josh Graham in just a few moments. He is covering ACC Media Days. College football is right around the corner. Josh got a chance to ask a question today. How about this?
Come over here to our left, third row, Josh.
Oh, no.
Josh Graham, Westwood One Sports. Jim, in Amelia Island, you were speaking about Clemson Ole Miss and specifically said that there need to be repercussions for improper behavior when it comes to tampering. Obviously, a noteworthy situation with your conference champion and conference or national runner-up. What steps has the conference taken in trying to handle tampering? What steps can you take?
Yeah. Thanks, Josh. Good to see you. And just by the way, the Cubs beat the Orioles 2 out of 3 recently. Okay, just so every year I remind you of that. And every year it's the same statement. The Cubs beat the Orioles, either swept them or beat them 2 out of 3. Anyways.
So there you go. That's Commissioner of the ACC, Jim Phillips, known Chicagoan, longtime guy at Northwestern, and he now runs the ACC, taking shots at our guy, Josh Graham. So how about that? Josh asking a question earlier today.
Come over here to our left, third row, Josh.
Josh Graham, Westwood One Sports.
How great is that from our guy, Josh Graham?
That's
so
awesome.
we will talk to Josh coming up next as we talk about what took place today at the ACC Media Days. And that's coming up next here on Bleck and Abdalla. International soccer is down to its final matches. DraftKings has you covered for every single one.
The DraftKings app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. New DraftKings customers sign up with code B&A26 and spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days.
That's code B&A26 for Bleck and Abdalla 26 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Connecticut. Call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org on behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas. Bet tax pass through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus. DraftKings predictions involve bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Trade to get $50 in prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Issued every 7 days via click to claim for 21 days. One non-withdrawable reward redeemable. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends July 19th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
We know you're chosen for some football just like we are. NFL training camps begin opening
I appreciate that, David Jackson. I didn't know if you were picking up my mic. I'm glad to hear you can hear me.
Westwood One Sports.
Exclusive content. Yeah. Raj, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
The broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds.
And you got me loud and clear, Raj? I assume you can respond via text. You got me. Ooh. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2. All right.
At the
loud and
the
clear.
broadcast will begin
That's what I like
in 4
to hear.
minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
You know, we continue to count down the days to the start of the NFL season. 56 days away from the start of the NFL season. NFL teams will be in training camp in the next couple of weeks. But also in college football, we are counting down the days to college football teams preparing for the upcoming season and Labor Day weekend and the kickoff to college football. We've had the media days of the Big 12 take place. Right now in Charlotte, we have the ACC media days. And, you know, the ACC had a really good year last year. SMU surprised. Miami went really far in the playoffs. I mean, they almost had it. I mean, the ACC had a good season last year in college football.
Yeah, they absolutely did. Like you said, Miami went really far. The only team that really kind of disappointed was Clemson. Clemson, you expect to kind of be good every single year, and they're the only team that really disappointed, and you kind of wonder where they're headed this year and what it means for Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers.
Let's go on down to Charlotte, North Carolina with Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. And we are now joined by Josh Graham from Westwood One Sports Night. You can listen to Josh Wednesday through Friday, 11 p to 3 a. And then also on Saturday and Sunday from 4 to 7 Eastern right here on Westwood One Sports. Josh, you got a good question into Jim Phillips to start the day off. That's pretty good.
Yeah, if only he answered that question, boys. Didn't quite get an answer from Jim. It was more bashing
All right, we'll
my
try and
baseball
connect
team.
with Josh in just a second. We're having connection issues with Josh
How about
down
now?
in North
Better?
Carolina.
Better?
As we continue to talk college football, because as we were saying, Abdallah, you know, the ACC is in a situation where they had a team last year in Miami that almost won the national title.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when we look at the building pieces, as you mentioned, Clemson was a team that disappointed. We also have a fresh face, an old face in a new place. James Franklin taking over Va Tech.
Yeah.
And the influx of cash that have been brought in to Virginia Tech with James Franklin, I think is a storyline to keep your eyes on as well in the ACC.
Yeah, I think you've got some great games, too, to look forward to, right? You've got Miami at Notre Dame November 7th. That's going to be a huge game. Right now, the best of the best, for projection-wise at least. Notre Dame, I know they're not part of the ACC, but they play a lot of teams in the ACC.
They hear me on the stream.
They're projected to be third in college football as far as wins go.
That's
They're
very bizarre.
Projected to
Can
win
you hear me
about
now?
11 games right now. Miami
Hello?
projected to
Testing,
be eighth
testing.
with about 10 wins.
Do
Clemson,
you have
once
me? Do you
again,
have me?
projected to
Okay, I
have
got you
another
now.
disappointing season. What is going on with Clemson? Dabo Swinney used to kind of not run the college football world, but be, they weren't in the top 5, if they weren't contending for a championship, it was a disappointing year. They're projected to be in the high 20s right now, 23rd with only 8 wins this year.
All right, let's go back down to Charlotte and see if we can connect with Josh Graham. Josh, you got that question into Jim Phillips to start the day. That's good stuff.
Yeah, if only he answered the question. That would have been a lot better rather than bashing my baseball team. There's something about you Chicagoans that always have a little bit of edge to you, even though none of you guys are Cubs guys. Jim Phillips, every bit that. And by the way, Jeff Schwartz says hi. He was just walking by, and
what's
I
up,
said
Schwartz?
I had to go and do some things here. So he's a uptown Charlotte resident. He says hi.
Yeah.
And we are rolling here at ACC Kickoff in Charlotte.
Yeah, that's great. And so you did ask the question to Phillips about tampering. He did talk a lot about tampering and how it is an issue. You had the issue with Ole Miss and tampering into some ACC teams. And how do you think the conference and college football in general is going to address the tampering when there's so many ways to get a hold of athletes? And what do you think the conference specifically is going to do? Because Miami, as soon as their new quarterback entered the portal, all of a sudden, as soon as he entered, he said he was going to Miami. So how do they address this? Because it seems like teams in their own conference are even committing some of the, might be allegedly, committing some of these violations here.
Well, I think maybe the most telling line from Jim Phillips today, Adam, was he was asked about the SEC, kind of loosely saying, maybe self-governance might be an answer if they don't like this Protect College Sports Act and they threaten the Big Ten and the SEC to separate from the rest of college sports. And Jim had the line earlier today, self-governance is no governance. And there's, in the long answer that you described of him talking about tampering in response to the question I asked, he said that there's no restraint on anything in college sports in a way that we haven't really seen before. So at first, you just got to need college sports officials and schools to want to be governed. And right now, it doesn't seem that, particularly with two conferences, everybody wants to be governed. And until we get there where we agree that that's necessary and essential, you're going to see stuff like this continue to happen.
Josh Graham from Westwood One Sports covering the ACC Media Days, joining Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. Last year in the ACC, there was a 5-way tie for second place, and Duke found their way into the ACC championship game over teams that were ranked higher than they were. Is the ACC going to fix the way they figure out tiebreakers for this upcoming season?
They are, but you might need a degree from a place like Northwestern, where Jim Phillips came from, in order to figure out who gets in, because they unveiled the new tie-breaking structure, but nobody really understands what it means. Okay, there's this metric that the college football playoff uses that will tell us which team is better in the event that you have tiebreakers. Why can't it just be as simple as, if we're relying on the college football playoff to tell us who gets into the playoff, why can't it just be as simple as whoever the tiebreaker is, whoever's higher in the rankings? If you don't have a tiebreak like head-to-head, why not whoever's just higher in the CFP be in the team that gets through? That seems to make too much sense, so of course that's not the answer.
Right now, if you look at projections for wins for the upcoming season, it seems like the ACC is just going to be the Miami Invitational, and Miami would be moving on as the champion of the ACC. Who gives Miami the biggest test in the ACC coming up this season?
Mario Cristobal. He is Miami's greatest opponent in late game situations. Like,
well done.
What's he going to do? Is he going to take a knee or is he going to run it? No, I don't think there is another team, because it's not just talent, Abdalla. Like, you have Darian Mensah, the quarterback of the ACC champion Duke Blue Devils, joining the national runner-up to go along with the two best weapons that Carson Beck had from last year, Malachi Toney and Mark Fletcher in the backfield. They got dudes. Yeah, you got to replace Messidor and Ruben Bain, two guys that you spent time with at the draft who were taken in the first round. But Miami's got the goods. And Cooper Barkate goes from Duke to Miami as well, one of his safety valve type of targets. It's the schedule, too. Like, you don't play SMU. You play the three bottom teams in the league. You talk about disappointing teams from last year. Yeah, Clemson was disappointing. Bill Belichick was pretty disappointing, too, in Chapel Hill. And I don't think that's going to get a lot better if you look at how things are shaping up in Chapel Hill as well. They are prepared for a zoo here at ACC Media Days in Charlotte. There's heightened security just in case Bill Belichick brings his girlfriend. But there's, North Carolina, they're on the schedule. Syracuse, I believe they're on the schedule too. BC's on the schedule. The worst teams in this conference is lined up for Miami, and everything is set up for them. Their most difficult game is a non-conference game against Notre Dame. And Miami beat Notre Dame, as we all know, last year. That was decisive in the playoff decision.
Josh Graham covering the ACC Media Days down in Charlotte, North Carolina, joining Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. You know, Josh, there's, sometimes it's about fit and the right person in the right place at the right time. And I feel like James Franklin not working at Penn State, I think that made sense. Like, I didn't think he was a good coach at Penn State. I think the fit at Virginia Tech makes a lot of sense. They've gotten a lot of cash from donors here in the offseason as well. James Franklin leading Va Tech. Has there been a lot of conversation about Va Tech and maybe what Franklin can do down there for this upcoming season and into the future?
Oh, yeah. Emphasis on into the future, Bleck, because unfortunately, Virginia Tech, a really difficult schedule that they have been tasked with this year. But the building blocks, you talk about investment. Virginia Tech didn't have that before. Honestly, it reminds me a lot of the position Miami was in when they let go of Manny Diaz 5 or 6 years ago and brought Mario Cristobal back. And the big knock on Miami was, well, they're not spending the way they need to. Well, now Virginia Tech is, and they got a coach, and it's a lot easier path to win championships in the ACC than it is in the Big Ten Conference. So James Franklin, it's a perfect place for him. I don't think it happens right away. He got a quarterback that he brought in for a visit at Penn State named Bryce Baker, who was Bill Belichick's first signing at North Carolina. He transfers out to join James Franklin at Virginia Tech. Might be a quarterback of the future to keep an eye on, a former four-star player. But it's going to take some time. The schedule is not exactly what you want. But maybe that's the future team that's going to be jockeying back and forth with Miami in years to come.
The projections are not being kind to Clemson this year, and last year was not kind to Clemson. And at times, Dabo Swinney got a little testy with the media, saying that, hey, we're coming off great seasons.
At times he got testy?
I mean, listen, he was testy the entire year, pretty much. But, at a certain point, Dabo and Clemson were the standard for a few years here in college football. How much is Clemson willing to put up with 4 losses, 5 losses a year with Dabo Swinney?
Not a lot, because last year, remember, that was the first time Clemson football has won fewer than 9 games since 2010. You're talking about a 15-year stretch, and you had 2 national championships. So that's actually a question I'm fascinated to have answer, and run into guys like Eric McClain, who works for the ACC Network, and others who could give me a good temperature check on what the approval rating is for Dabo Swinney down at Clemson. Because when you look at this team, once again, not going into the portal, doubling, tripling, quadrupling down. Now, they bring some players in on defense, but a lot of quarterbacks available in the portal, and you decide to go with your young high school sophomore and Chris Vecina, or a true freshman who apparently impressed as an early enrollee. That's a lot of pressure going in. And when you think about Clemson, what's made them great last decade, you think of their offensive line as well. And their entire O-line is pretty much 4 of the 5 are underclassmen. So a lot of questions there. Investing again in what you recruited high school recruiting-wise, you don't have the players that were projected to be top draft picks and ended up being top draft picks, like a Parker or a guy such as Cade Klubnik, who went in the 4th round, Antonio Williams, the receiver. You lost a lot of drafted talent, and there's a lot of question marks with who they replaced. I don't quite know the answer to your question, Abdallah, but it's a fascinating one of how long that leash is in Clemson.
Josh, before we let you go, have you been paying attention to the NBA Summer League and our guy, Caleb Wilson, and what he's doing for the Chicago Bulls in his first 3 games for the Summer League team? I know that we were talking ACC football, but personally, Josh, you covered North Carolina, the Tar Heels. What do you think of Caleb Wilson to this point? Early. It's early. It looks like a superstar, guys. Looks like a superstar. What do you think, Josh?
I just know if this is like a space race here on Westwood One Sports Night, trying to see who gets to the moon first, I planted my flag on Caleb Wilson Mountain first, on the Caleb Wilson planet first. I said he was going to be the best player in this draft, and I said it before the draft. I said it as a guy who watched these guys in person for much of last year. Best physical ceiling. Loved talking to him as well. I covered Duke and Carolina for the last decade. The only guys I liked more than Caleb Wilson to come out of those 2 big programs the last decade are named Cooper Flagg and Zion Williamson. And that includes guys like Paolo Banchero and others. The dude's a star. He's going to be an NBA All-Star. And he might be, I won't go as far to say he'll be the best player from North Carolina to play for the Chicago Bulls. But he might be second.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Josh, what do you have on the show tonight?
Ooh, I just got done talking to Jimbo Fisher, who is now doing a bunch of media stuff, and he told me he spent the summer in Africa, quote, killing everything that breathes in terms of hunting. So
God, that's so God. There's nothing more Jimbo than that.
He has a lot of Jameis Winston stories as well, so that's good fun that we have with Jameis Winston. with Jimbo Fisher talking about Jameis Winston.
Fantastic. We'll be listening tonight. Thank you, Josh. Have a good time down there.
See ya.
There is Josh Graham live from the ACC Media Days in Charlotte, North Carolina. You can listen to Josh Wednesday through Friday, 11 p to 3 a Eastern, and also on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern time, right here on Westwood One Sports. Josh Graham does a great job, and yes, I agree with him. He told us at the Final Four that he thought that Caleb Wilson was the best player in this year's draft.
Yep.
We were doing our homework as well as the players entering the draft, and I texted him on the side. I was like, dude, I don't want to be crazy, but from what I'm seeing, like, this kid looks like he has all the makings. And I think what even adds to the conversation is he's a quote machine.
Yeah.
Quote machine.
Yeah.
Like, he wants it. All right,
Yeah.
32 questions in 32 days. The Chargers, they're up next.
The NFL's offseason isn't over yet. Von Miller, Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel, still available, still dangerous. Will they land with a contender before training camp? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right. If you missed anything from today's show, check out the podcast on Apple and on Spotify, Bleck and Abdalla's show, and also on YouTube. Like and subscribe to Bleck and Abdalla's show on YouTube. New content posted daily. Also, the live stream is up there on YouTube every single day, Bleck and Abdalla's show. Thank you to Raj and Roy for producing today's show. Up next here on Westwood One Sports, Jim Rome is coming up in 10 minutes right here on Westwood One Sports. We continue on previewing the teams in the NFL heading towards training camp. The first two teams will report on July 22nd. Everyone in the NFL will be in camp by the 28th of this month. Let's go to 32 questions in 32 days. The Los Angeles Chargers.
32 questions in 32 days. Bleck and Abdalla discuss every NFL team's biggest question heading into training camp. Today's team, the Los Angeles Chargers.
Herbert stops, launches deep. He's got it! Touchdown Chargers! What a throw!
Today's question, how will Justin Herbert and Mike McDaniel mesh?
Oh, I like that. I think they will mesh. I think Mike McDaniel is a perfect offensive coordinator. Maybe a little too much swag, a little too much worried about his fresh kicks to be a head coach, to stand up in front of 53 men and be the guy, the leader of the team. But I think as the flashy offensive coordinator with a hotshot quarterback who can throw the football a country mile, I think it makes a lot of sense. I think Mike McDaniel and Justin Herbert, I think they'll mesh well.
I think that it matters, let's say 60% how much they mesh, because this team is going to rely a lot more on running the football. They drafted Jake Slaughter in the second round to be their left guard. He traditionally played a lot more center in college. So they've got Joe Alt, they've got Jake Slaughter, they've got Rashawn Slater. They're revamping their offensive line to protect Herbert a lot more. So they've got Ladd McConkey, they've got Omarion Hampton, they've got Quentin Johnson. They've got some weapons now. And what we saw from Mike McDaniels in the past is that he wants to go fast when it comes to the running game, and he wants to run a lot. And he did that a lot in Miami, and I think that they're going to do that. I am very excited to see what he does to this run game in terms of trying to protect Justin Herbert. Herbert took a lot of hits, and it's led to a lot of health issues for Herbert. And so I think that if you try to protect him, that while you're trying to retool this offensive line by running the football, something that McDaniels specializes in, then you're going to get more out of Justin Herbert by keeping him upright more. And if you can run the ball effectively, that's going to lead to a better offense. And look, Harbaugh wants to run the football. He wants to do it.
Yeah.
But they haven't been able to because their offensive line hasn't been as good. So I think that with this combination, will they be able to mesh? I'm sure they'll be able to mesh just fine. But he's going to be retooling this entire offense to be run heavy, run fast, and protect Justin Herbert and throw it in spots when he has to. And look, you're going to see a completely different Chargers offense because of the way McDaniels does. And I think he brings a great offensive mind to this. I think this offense can be really, really good as long as they can run the football effectively.
I know going into last season, Omarion Hampton was one of my favorite draft selections. I thought you want to talk about meshing with the new offensive coordinator. I thought Omarion Hampton was going to be a standout rookie player. He only played in 9 games last season. He carried the rock 124 times. He had 545 yards and 4 touchdowns. He also, out of the backfield, caught 32 passes and 1 touchdown. I think this season he'll explode, right? Like, he's going to be one of those players that if you're a fantasy football player, you're someone that is looking for those like do everything backs. That to me is Omarion Hampton. So I'm expecting big things from him as well. And I think the offense will absolutely mesh as we continue on here on Bleck Abdalla. 32 questions in 32 days. There you go. The Los Angeles Chargers. I think the outlook is pretty bright for the Chargers heading into this season. All right, coming up in about 7 minutes, we will get the second semifinal match, Argentina and England. Who do you think wins that match in the World Cup today?
Chris, I think it's coming to New York, New Jersey Stadium. I think that England wins, and I think the final, England moves on to the final in New York and New Jersey because we can't call it MetLife because of FIFA.
Well,
I think that's what happens.
Unless, FIFA, of course, doesn't rule me, so I'll call it MetLife.
Unless, of course, you get some Argentina, FIFA fun.
Oh, favoritism.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
A fun wild card, red card from the pocket for someone on England.
We'll see.
All right, enjoy the match. Jim Rome and the Jim Rome Show is coming up next right here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app.
This is Westwood One Sports.